crystal ball 100%. That's exactly what we want to do there. That's my type of weekend there, my friend, crystal ball. Let's see what we got going on. Mike DeRider, love you. Go long here, Joe. Help me out real quick. Go long here. I didn't see anything. SPY 509 call volume spike, I think is what you're referring to. I don't know. I can't get into that right now. 509 by the end of the day. Not looking too good. Lee Yi, thank you very much. Have a good weekend, my friend. And to everyone in the chat, I'll be on the green screen here momentarily. Tesla getting another bounce. And I can't wait to be with all you guys bright and early Monday morning. Everyone have a fantastic weekend, and we shall see you there soon.
I mean, I just moved over 3 feet.
Yes.
So good times. And I brought the, oh yeah, Randy's here, by the way.
Switching up position.
Randy, I saw you doing work outside there, sanding.
Nice.
Yeah, how's that going?
Oh, it's done.
Going well, I see. Going well.
Right. So do we have, are we going to see some, you're talking about the tables you were making. Yeah. When do we get to see them?
We'll be getting ready for this.
Next week. Okay. All right.
I'm going to log. Oh, next week? Yeah, but but we still have a long time before we do anything with all this stuff.
Of course. I'm just talking about
radio.
like, us getting to see them.
All right, I'm just going to get logged in here. We are going to do the rundown. Thanks for joining us today. We do have MSCI. I do want to look through our notes and try to talk about some of the names that we are expecting to see on those rebalances. So that would be part of it right there. But I'm hearing, so Trump is speaking right now. He's talking various things. You could see we had a great short on, man. And honestly, like I was out. So I picked up a Model 3. I'll show some pictures of it later. But then I came back and honestly, like, we were short this market. I mean, we were not expecting this kind of a move. I really think that if I was sitting here, we would have emptied out a lot of the clip right there. And then I guess we'll have to figure out what was going on right here at 12:30. We did have that nice little move to the downside right there. Figuring I did miss the story. I mean, I just. Okay, good. Thank you, Adara. And then, so we'll get that all figured out. But yeah, Adara's already sent me sort of a recap. This Adara is unbelievable. But yeah, we get into there, into the 50 period moving average, nice little downside play. But again, remember, we were net short this whole market the whole time. We got Nvidia at the top of the day, then we were, hit this key. Right there at VWAP, we haven't seen VWAP since, right? So good little move down, but now that I'm seeing that we're near 134, let's just put a bid there and get some more out at 02s there. So yeah, man, $4 there, $2 the other way. It's been a pretty good day so far here in the Katina camp. Again, a very, very happy birthday to the one and only, my wife, for now, no, for forever. And it was going to be a good night we're going to go get. Now that we talked about that pizza, man, it's going to be a very, very interesting night with the car. The Italian food is what we're eating tonight, and very, very excited. So yeah, man, nice to be on this show. You said that you're ready to go with the looking at the MSCI, so we're going to find out some more things. So here it was right here. U.S. President Donald Trump accused China of violating his trade agreement with the U.S. in the pre-market with Truth Social posts. We get that. Trade Secretary Besson, U.S. Representative Greer expressed uncertainty about the status of the U.S.-China negotiations, with Scott Besson saying the talks would remain stalled until Trump himself talks to President Xi. So that makes sense. And the market take a tumble. Here's the notes from Adara. Takes a tumble at 12:30 thanks to a Bloomberg report. Here we go, suggesting that the U.S. is considering further China tech sanctions. Well, what's up, Max? China. Oh, my thing isn't working. The GIFs are not working or whatever it's called. They are working? Oh, yeah, they are working. Okay. There we go. As we worry now about these more sanctions, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. It's like, you know, you don't want to make a deal, so therefore this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more kind of
back and forth?
Yeah, like a little bit more negotiation rather than just like it is what it is, but it is what it is.
Hourly shake and bakes is what we've been getting. I mean, I'm listening to him right now.
Is it a taco trade or? He's in your ear right now?
Yeah. Trump's just talking about how amazing Musk has been and his work.
Oh, that's right. That's right now. Yes.
Yeah, I'm watching Tesla as well, and I think he just said that many Doge people are staying on. Musk will be back and forth. He just kind of said that just now. Again, 350 on Tesla. So that's what I'm watching here. on
S&P
Tesla.
had a nice move down.
Yeah, look at these markets, man. We're talking about a hard reversion back to the highs. I'm glad I got out of that Palantir short where I did, and didn't really take too much more on Nvidia. I saw one long on Nvidia, the reversion to VWAP, and guess what? That trade came in and it never happened again as of right now. So those are, I guess I did also trade that Marvell as well. So yeah, I just remembered. But yeah, market's strong, back to the upside as the president speaks. As of right now,
what a move there
on Trump. Yeah, what a great move.
Yeah,
Beautiful
Oracle dancing around. I see that my Marvell is not doing too kindly today. $59. We got back up to 61, then a little bit of a fade there. Okay, Joe's ready to go, so let's go over there and see what's on the rundown.
All right, everyone, welcome to the afternoon rundown, the show where the tickers are chosen by you guys. So make sure you came in and joined the whole Trader TV live team during the midday and get those votes in, guys. A lot to talk about today. Costco, #1 on the docket, looking to subsidize some of these tariff effects for members, sorry about that. And what they're gonna do is they're not gonna put it throughout the whole store, but just certain items where they will absorb those costs. But that will affect the margins, guys. Costco up to over 3% on the day. Let's see what the big boys think about it.
Yeah, it was. We were down earlier, like right when we opened, when we came in today, we were down, and you know, there was very limited volume there in the pre-market, and then yeah, they like to buy it up. I mean, you can't. We talk about there's only so many retail spaces you can get involved with. I think, anyways, Costco definitely is one of those, man. I mean, the fact that they keep getting this recurring revenue with everybody, like, not only do you have to pay to shop there, but they have the gas, you know, they have many different things as well, vacation, like they have deals with all these different companies. Costco just continues to work. I mean, if you thought you were gonna get something near the 200 period moving average, then you're greatly disappointed, because that earnings report, although, I mean, we just talked about it a little bit right there. I wanted to look through the numbers one more time, but they had beat, Costco did, right? And so it was a decent level for them to come through today. I was actually gonna look up what exactly their numbers were, but a good beat today by Costco, and yeah, not too much worry about tariffs, and the name just continues to climb higher. Again, we really like the space. I like the name. Costco right here. Looks like we're gonna be taking out all-time highs pretty soon, up there at $1,000.80, 1,080. This kind of reminds me of Netflix, where it's just kind of like, just doing its thing, right? You're gonna get some dip buy opportunities, but at the end of the day, Costco continues to work, right? The membership renewals are such a big part of what they're doing, that they get that guaranteed revenue, and it's just it's been a good little run there for Costco and its shareholders. I'm still a shareholder in Costco. I've never sold any of them, and they just keeps on working. So nothing to really be worried about overnight. It didn't look like there wasn't too much volume. We did dip as low underneath 1,000, and again, I'm assuming that right off the open that would have been almost impossible to get. It went $10 in 2 minutes, so. Costco, great trade, but definitely hard to trade. Oh, you got some anchors there?
Yeah, no, I had some anchors here earlier. Again, off that earnings reaction, strong push there. I wasn't really expecting this, Sean. This was kind of a bit of a nothing burger for me, based off of what the reaction to the earnings was, and the pre-market action as well. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of trending down. But take a look at this. If you just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna look for this reaction range, because again, no real information in all of this chop and churn or whatever, but the most volume done on that earnings reaction candle. And then as we break through either the high or the low, we kind of rip through the lows, back through the highs there. Beautiful strength coming right back in. And look at this consolidation just through that anchored VWAP, and continuation there on Costco. So solid push there on Costco there. So that's what we got for that one. Yeah. All right, so guys, have you ever entered an order to buy or sell, and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you expected? Well, that might be called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an older, underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. Go ahead and scan that QR code, or click the link in the description to get a free copy of this guide. So
Thank you for that fantastic stuff there, guys. NVIDIA up next on the docket. Jim Cramer attributes NVIDIA's pre-market dip to meme money frenzy. Just small motivated shareholders knocking the price down here, guys. We're negative 3.5% on the day. We had the inability to hold that technical breakout, now coming back into the middle of this range. Let's see what Obi and Sean think about NVIDIA.
Yeah, no,
well,
been, oh boy.
Yeah.
Sean has the trade. Sean has the trade of the day on Nvidia.
Yeah.
And he's still holding that trade.
Yeah, not much shares, not many shares left. But yeah, thanks, Obi. Yeah, no, look, we had written it down here right away today that we wanted Nvidia short at 140. And it was really just, unfortunately, I have to show it on another charting platform because we have just too many wicks down here. Yeah, we were just looking at Nvidia here. Here's a 5-minute chart for Nvidia. Whoopsies. There it is right here. So I just wanted to say, like yesterday in the afternoon, this is why we wanted to go short. I mean, it was just, Nvidia had come in. Yesterday we had faded pretty much all afternoon, and then it was pretty choppy there, up and down, didn't really give us much trade. But we noticed that with the futures also. It was a pretty choppy afternoon heading into earnings again, right? And so, long story short, we broke through that 140, which is right here. We were holding it there. We broke it up. We touched 141. We just kept coming back in. As soon as we broke 140 right there to the downside, we didn't see it again. So I just felt like right away early, this was going to be a spot for me. 139.50 was also the pre-market high. So we were looking there. We always do. And then my stop was going to be in and around the 140 mark, which is why we wrote that down. So then if you just sort of go and see what wind up happening, and you talked about luck, opportunity versus preparation and things like that. I mean, it's one thing to have this fill right there. I mean, we wanted that. That's 139.50. We sat there, we took it. So good on us, right? But then this move down was great, but then we reloaded there. And again, that happening at VWAP was really started going for me again, because once we had that, then we started to exit the trade, and that allowed sort of us to be in more shares as this trade continued to work to the downside. So it's just a day 2 play here on Nvidia. It made sense to me to do it, so we did it. And not a great report yesterday. Well, the report was fine, but not a great reaction to the report. Yeah. We came in, the highest spot it was at yesterday, I believe, was off the open as well. So yeah, there it was yesterday, right there, 143, and then the selling just continued all day. So that selling pressure, I just imagined that it would continue today. And again, maybe lucky, maybe not, but we were pretty lucky that it did continue to happen for us. So yeah, good trading there on Nvidia today. We're pretty happy with it. And again, like if I was here, I probably would have been more out in and around here and more out down here, but pretty lucky now. Donald Trump is talking right now again about China. So, there's going to be more talk about all of this. Let's just hope everything works out the best for all of us here. So he says he's going to be speaking with Xi and hopefully work this thing out. So that actually sounds a little more positive than I thought. I may look at the move up now in the TQs. I'm going to exit a little bit of this because that sounds better to me than it did before. So, all right, we'll take a little piece out there on the TQs as we break VWAP. But any thoughts for you on NVIDIA? You had Marvell, of course.
I mean, I had some Nvidia as well, but I think Sean, you had the best look there, looking for that continuation, aggressive selling pretty much all day after a pretty strong reaction to that earnings, right? We gapped up a little bit there and pushed into that 140s. We attempted to break some of those highs. It's funny enough, I was kind of doing a review, and it was this candle here, I think, this candle here at 942, 943-ish, where the news started circulating about Jensen selling about, 6 million shares or something like that worth. I was like, oh, is it really going to affect this? I have no idea. But then you start getting market tailwind as well. You got the false breaks of the highs breaking down. And then retest of VWAP gave you resistance, and you saw this not only on Nvidia but on the TQs as well. So VWAP heavy were a lot of things yesterday. So coming into today, looking for more of the same. I kind of talked about this earlier today. Nvidia today pretty much did the same thing as it did yesterday. Rejection of VWAP off of the open, a retest, a rejection of VWAP, and then doesn't even get back there, extends to the downside there, closing near the lows. Today, rejection of VWAP off the open, a little bit of a bounce. Rejection of VWAP again, extends away from VWAP even more. Now we're quadunking and breaking below that earnings reference price as well. But guess what? Catching a little bit of a bid. Once again, maybe we do get back to VWAP today. Who knows? I have no idea.
I'm getting out of all these shorts.
Nvidia, yeah, Sean's saying he's getting out of all the shorts. Yeah, the market's ripping to the upside here. But what did I do on Nvidia today? Again, I did not have the short, but I kind of waited. I was like, I definitely missed the short. But guess what? A little bit of a reversion. You know, I like those. When that bid steps right back in and that selling dissipates, I'm just going to take that quick scalp right back into VWAP right there for a quick reversion. And yeah, it didn't really go any further. So there's a great reason to sell up here. And Nvidia, beautiful opportunity on the day if you did have the short as well. Again, that is the bigger picture trade for the day 2 earnings.
Yeah, good stuff there, Obi and Sean. All right, guys, let's hop on to Tesla. So Elon Musk is currently speaking in the Oval Office on his last day as a special government employee. You can see we're down about 2 1/3 here, but the overall sentiment with Tesla is bullish on the options chain. You can see on this specific study that we have about $22 million on the call side, opposed to that $7 million on the put side. So for me, that's giving me some bullish sentiment here in Tesla.
Oh boy.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Did you have? I mean,
I didn't trade Tesla today.
Oh, actually, I did trade Tesla
again,
today. What am I even talking about? Yeah, so we like the short early.
Oh boy.
You know, there's no doubt about that, man. And we were short. We made some money there, and then we gave it back, and now we're flat on Tesla, which is why I couldn't remember if we had done anything on it. But yeah, so Tesla, you know, a good stock there. We had liked the short. I wrote down that I liked the short now that we are underneath 260. But as you can clearly see right now, or 360, sorry, as we can all see right now, that hasn't mattered because it went up to 364 and change, or 363 and change, almost broke 364. And then when we took 360 right there, we were deciding what we wanted to do, and then whoosh. Right there, starting real early around 12 o'clock there, before that announcement about more China potential, not tariffs, but sanctions. Then you get to the downside there as we continue to go with Tesla. So 350 didn't even think about holding, but it is right now. Again, I like the stock. You see the trend change right here. We always talk about a 50-period moving average break, and that happened right there. So that would have been that, leading us to the downside. So yeah, look, like the stock. It's a great day trading vehicle. I'm not sure what to do about it right now that we look at Tesla, but 354 coming in, that's a 200-period moving average there for TSLA. So definitely something to be done with that. And I would just wait. Let's see if we can get back up here and test view up. Then we'll hit the short after that. So yeah, like it, but don't love this play here on Tesla this morning or this afternoon. Let's just wait. I mean, Elon Musk is at the White House right now. So I feel like,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I'm listening to the conversation.
Is there a kid there too?
Right now, I don't think he has a kid, but I think President Trump just presented him with, I think either the key to the White House or the key to the country. I didn't catch what that quite was. And he's answering questions. I was just smiling and like laughing because one of the reporters asked him, "What do you think would be harder, your job at Doge or colonizing Mars?" And he was just like, "Colonizing Mars might be a little bit harder." Yeah, maybe. But some aggressive selling. Look at that volume coming in with that breakdown, Sean. So yeah, the short was absolutely beautiful there. Once it did come in, that 360 we've been seeing. So again, my idea, I did have an idea on my morning, I guess, trade plan for Tesla. I was like, if it comes into that push up into here, again, it's been catching supply. It's been catching some supply up here in the mid to high 60s, and I was looking for more of the same. But guess what? Never even got to mid 60s. We just got to 63 and change, and then that selling comes in aggressively with expanding volume. So I understand that, again, Elon's at the White House right now talking. I don't know exactly when that started. I think it was around 1 or 1:30-ish, but you can see a little bit of a reversion, a bid coming back up off of 345 on Tesla. That's kind of the area where we kind of gapped up into and pushed off of at the beginning of the week. So Tesla holding its own for that green week as of right now. Yeah. Again, a holiday shortened week this week as well. So holding the green. They tried to go green or red, didn't quite make it, bidding back up. So let's see. Maybe we got to wait till next week to see if this 368, 370 area still holds as a bit of resistance. But I think Sean has something.
No, I just want to say, now do we,
as well.
So yeah, so we picked up this Tesla here today. It's a 2023 Model 3. but it's great. It's black, all tinted all around. Really excited. There's the car. Part of what it was the fact that we got the charging stations here at the office. And so I was just like, you know what? I wanted to grab something, and we did that. So there it is. That's why I was away during the midday show. Really happy with it. But now I'm all nervous, man. I got to download the app. I got to do all these things with it, get it all figured out. But yeah, we're now Tesla owners and pretty happy about it. So
you could probably fit 2 of those in Ramin's truck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say I was nervous backing up into it. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna hit Ramin's truck over here. The thing is freaking huge. Takes up like 5 parking spots. I'm like, what are you even doing with all of that right now? So actually, I am nervous now. Yeah, she might put it in the back, haul this thing out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that Sentry mode on. Though. It's got the cameras. So if Ramin's trying to do anything, we'll be able to figure that out.
Yes.
But yeah, no, we're pretty.
Oh, okay.
She has now taken the car.
Fade to black.
That's what those are the cameras, like in the Tesla. She's got the program on there to not show anything going on there. But yeah, so we're there. We're charging it up right now downstairs.
Congratulations on the new purchase.
Thank you. Yeah, we did it. We're back in the game. It's only been about, those cars have only been around for like 15 years, so we're there now. But
nice.
Yeah, thanks, Obi. We're excited for it. Big day in the Katina household, that's for sure. So, all right, let's go back over. There's Tesla. Now let's talk about Apple, then Zscaler, and then more.
All right, guys, don't park next to Ramin. All right, so here it is, guys. Let's see what we got going on with Apple. Looking to move about 50% of its iPhone production to India in the coming years, down exactly 0.5% here on the day, guys.
Yeah, Apple's a crazy one, man. I mean, like, it's kind of doing a similar thing. We see a lot of these tickers kind of pull into their week opens, week lows. Again, the market is doing that as well. If you look at the futures, the Nasdaq and the ES, they're doing that. But again, not all of the tickers are doing exactly that. But Apple definitely being as strong of a beta name as it is, kind of reflecting that price action from the market here. So attempted to go green or red, but catching a little bit of a bid. But that aggressive selling, look at this relative volume, man. This is aggressive. This is ridiculous relative volume on something like Apple. Like if Apple has 4 times relative volume in the pre-market, that's pretty crazy. And funny enough, Sean, I have RVOL alerts, pre-market RVOL alerts for a lot of tickers because I'm like, I want to know if there's unusual volume getting involved in the pre-market or after hours, because guess what? More often than not, that's probably a little bit institutional. So a little bit of a strong sell, and we got that continuation. So today's range, because it's been so sideways, I'm definitely going to be watching on Apple next week as we attempt to push through that 200 once again. So that's what I got on Apple. What do you got, Sean?
I'm getting short right now on Apple. Right here, right now, on Apple. Yeah, no, look, a big name that's going to be obviously talked about as we talk more about China, right? So, yeah, there's the drop down on Apple. I've mentioned a couple times before, we just talked about Tesla being at 360 over under that number. Now it's over under 350. Well, I mean, I'm trying to play that game with the 200 marker as well on Apple, right? So right here, we'll take advantage of this sort of trend moving to the upside. But look what we see right here. We see the top of the morning. So if we can get that at 199.60, 199.70, that might be a trade for us to look at. But I'm going to stop myself out if we break 199.50, which is the top there at 11 o'clock, just sort of, that we couldn't get through. There is a little wick there to 58, but I'm not going to play it too. Maybe we'll go to 61s then. What did I put it at? I put it directly at 51, but let's just go short now. We'll see if we can hold these bids. And then if not, then we should be able to drop them and then get back in here, back into view up 198.50. I think the risk to reward now maybe makes sense, right? The 200 period moving average is up here at $200. This is on a 5-minute chart. So I'm just trying to play off some of those levels and do understand that we may be playing with fire a little bit here as the market is hot. And we do have Trump in my ear right now talking more tariffs. So we have to sort of just slow down a little bit. I do want to short Apple, so we are going to be short, but against 199.50. 50. So if it does blast us out there, we're going to get out. We're only about half a unit right now. We're not very strong in this. But if it does come up, my next offer, I just double checked, was at 199.30s. So if we can get back sort of into these areas right here, then we'll short it, and we'll short a decent amount against 199.50. So we'll try to take as much risk off the table on this trade if we can get the full fill. But for right now, let's hold a little baby short and see if this wants to work. We got stopped out of our TQ trade just now as that broke through VWAP, but a bunch of good outs on this trade. Obviously, we wish we had a little bit more on the downside. So yeah, that's Apple. Let's go talk about Zscaler, another big earnings name.
All right, guys, up 9% here on the day. A strong earnings report on yesterday's close there, guys. But the CEO saying another strong quarter, and the company is not experiencing any notable impact from these current tariffs, guys. Up 9% on the day.
Yeah, man. Zscaler, again, earnings reaction was pretty strong there, and we got that continuation. We actually get a solid continuation. Now, again, I was watching this name earlier on in the morning, and when I came in, or a little bit last night, and maybe a little bit in the morning as well, but when I came in and saw what that pre-market action looked like, I didn't really get involved. But again, a little bit of a chop here. You had to kind of be there if you were looking for that opening drive, see gapping up on that. So looking for continuation, maybe. I mean, if you knew something, maybe you're buying that opening price for that push. But look at that nice little VWAP. That's what I'm seeing that stands out right away. Every time it gets into VWAP, a little bit of demand, that gives us that nice consolidation with slightly higher highs and higher lows as it just grinds to the upside on earnings day one. So absolutely solid there. Let's take a look at a higher time frame as well on this one. So 3-hour chart on Zscaler. Let's get some of these indicators out of the way. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful chart. Again, we were seeing a lot of these April lows coming in and holding trend for quite a while here. So Zscaler, beautiful. And you know what? Right away, I'm just like, I got to draw this in right here because I'm like, this seems like this has been the trend now. Again, trend line maybe not the best tool for this kind of trend because it's not as clean. Maybe I want to use some sort of a moving average or something like that. But again, you get the gist of what I'm saying. We kind of consolidate, you break out, you start to trend. That trend holding is quite nice. So maybe the breakout happens in around here. So maybe I should definitely be anchoring that to there. There you go. There's that perspective right there. So you didn't even need, all you needed was this, the post breakout pullback as a reference. So looking nice right there. And that little push off of that earnings report, again, maybe that's what you saw there, and you take it for the continuation long off of the open because of the crazy strength that Zscaler has been showing us over the past, I guess, since when is this? I guess, yeah, since April, right? Since April, but a bit of a chop nonetheless. Oh boy, I got to take even further. I got to take a look even further back. Okay, so yeah, this bid's coming in pretty nice since May of 2023. But it hasn't really quite reached the all-time highs of COVID, 376 on the Zscaler. I
mean, we might have to start to think about like who's actually leading the cybersecurity race right now, because like if you're looking at CrowdStrike and Zscaler as opposed to PanW, Palo Alto, I feel like it's really changed right now, the leadership, because here's CrowdStrike breaking out, man, $465. Wow. I actually got involved on it somewhere down here on that dropout there when they rolled out the, oh, there's something about the CDC in our ears, but it's okay, it's nothing. Nice little move down there into 230, 240. And since that was a software glitch, the software update that just didn't go right. It sent like Delta Airlines and a bunch of different places. Had to go offline for a couple minutes. But there it is, man, all the way back up to 470. So this is what CrowdStrike looks like, right? PANW, which is Palo Alto, it's generally thought of as a best of breed name. But you could see when you're looking at the difference, that's right, we got that split there. So again, not necessarily near the highs, 190. We got to still get to 210 or so. So there was just a story, hold on a second, Moderna. There was a CDC story right there. Let me just see what's going on. Novavax is popping right there. Moderna's popping. NVAX is another name that we could look at. Novavax, only a $7 name right now. There it goes right there. So nice moves up here in some of these vaccine-related names. So I think the CDC just said something about, I don't know if it was about measles or what it was about, but there it goes. Adara has a story.
Keep an eye here on, as Sean mentioned, these vaccine-related plays. This news just came in. Washington Post reporting that the U.S. Center for Disease Control, so CDC, is going to be keeping COVID vaccine recommendations for children. This goes against, I guess, the recommendations of the Human Health Services, specifically including Human Health Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But either way, keep an eye here on this. Sounds like the CDC is going to continue recommending COVID vaccines for kids, which is, of course, a good look for these vaccine makers. Back to you.
Just chug some water.
No,
there.
that the Moderna move is crazy, man. Like, I got to pull up the chart on that one to see what that is up
Apple
to.
went down a little.
Here, Apple coming back.
No, not really. It was just Apple just did tick down into this area. Yeah,
Okay.
90s
You're
or so.
still sitting in the short. Nice.
Yeah, it would have been 20 cents, but maybe I'll put 10% down there in case that happens again. We'll take 20 cents. Remember, our stop is like 20 cents higher than this anyways. It's 199.50. So if it goes back into 20 cents, we'll take that. But yeah, what about Moderna there? Did you look at the daily chart or?
On
you
what?
have up Moderna. What?
On
is that the daily? No, it's a 3-minute.
No, this is a 3-minute. So it's like I didn't quite catch what the news was because I'm listening to Trump at the same time. But I'm like, okay, well, strong push. I like this action. And going into the end of the day, last hour and a half, we're attempting to push through that intraday high, through the opening range high. Pre-market high is not there just yet, but some strong volume. We're gonna have an eye on, gonna put it up on one of my charts to see if it comes up with anything interesting. But Sean, it's almost that time, man. Today's MSCI.
Oh yeah,
So it's like some of the we can get some really big imbalances coming through across the board. So I'm gonna be watching for some of those. So if you're asking me where the next trade is.
Yeah,
it might be there because honestly,
you could go.
A lot of other opportunities might just not be worth the mental capital on a day like today.
Right. I was going to ask you if that's what the thing was, the mental capital, because we can always trade and just use less shares, obviously.
Yeah.
As we go. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can. Okay, here we go. Today's MSCI rebalance, May 30th. So we have. I'm just going to try to see. I haven't gone through all of this yet. Okay, well, there's nothing on here unless there's a attachment, which there is not. Okay, so Instinet, MSCI, Trade Monitor. All right, so we can look over here. All world, this is not what we're looking for. I'm looking for some names right here. Okay, so if we zoom in into this area here, let me zoom in a little bit more just to get a quick look here. So on the US, so what we're looking for here is MicroStrategy has a share increase today. Stanley Black & Decker will be a deletion. So will KMX, CarMax. Amazon has a share increase. Apple, oh, well, we're short. That's nice. A share decrease there. So we're looking for those names. Again, this is the all-world trade. So you can see different names as well that going Ryanair, Siemens, ex-Japan. I'm just seeing if there's any other names in here that we noticed that we traded with. Not really. So early look right now on some of this. Not very much there. There's probably other rebalance. This is from Bloomberg. Oh, Instinet. This is from Bloomberg. Not really any names on here right now. But the buys, sells. So it looks like the sells will outweigh the buys here into the close. So we'll have to wait to see if there's any sort of reaction play on that. And maybe that does create a short sell opportunity. But you know what? This brings me to one of my favorite parts about this trader information portal. Let's go check out who's making, oops, that's Brendan.
Would you look at that?
What's up, Brendan? That's Brendan, $7,000 yesterday. Good job, Brendan. No, but we'll see that. Just joking. That's not, I don't want to take away. I mean, Brendan probably made more than that, but all right, so here we go. We'll look at this. All right, so yesterday actually wasn't that exciting. What was up with that? Yesterday's top trader period was 7,300 in Canada, just a TSX, and we had another trader at $7,000, Nasdaq or New York. And remember, these are prop traders that have risk limits like Obi and I do. These are traders that trade company capital. So these aren't traders that necessarily, not all of them will have the millions of dollars of buying power or anything like that. So it's hard to look to see what the return on sort of trading capital is there. But there it is. So New York, Paris, and Nasdaq. So someone doing some Paris trading there. So congratulations on that as well. Amex, New York, Blue Ocean. There we go. So this is another market that you and I talk about all the time. It's Neil does and we all do. That is the overnight market there with Blue Ocean. So we do have access to that here at Real Trading. Yeah, my bad. Putting Sharif's chair back there. Oh, there's another Blue Ocean. right there at the bottom. So a little bit, can't be too happy with these numbers from a company standpoint, but, we don't know. We don't know if there's any big losers or not to match those off or not, but that's what was making money here at Real Trading. We'll search through this as we have some time and look to see if there's any other names. There was Apple deletion there, MicroStrategy, CarMax as well. So we'll look at that. Oh, God. Trump just called Zelensky stubborn, so okay, as that's going there, so we'll have to wait to see on that one. There was talk there. Well, let's go over to uranium quickly here. Adair's going to have everything, so please, I'm just like saying these. Don't listen to anything I say, basically, other than I just repeating what I hear in my ear. Iran, I heard him talking a little bit about Iran today as well, so we can look at some uranium names. SMR has been beat up a bit today, so that's for sure. Down another 4%. SMR did have its day in the sun there for sure, where we ripped up, breaking through that 29 and really not stopping through 30, through 33.50, making new highs right there on SMR. But you could see nicely pulling back in right now. And a lot of this move up was that deal, right, where they had, what did he call it? The nuclear, I don't know if it wasn't part of the big, beautiful bill or whatever that was.
Nuclear deals.
He signed a nuclear executive order, that's the word I'm looking for there, to try to get more energy, because, obviously understanding that the chip game is going to have to be powered by somebody, right? So AI, they're looking at some nuclear names. SMR doesn't make money, right? Neither does many of these names. The other name to look at would be Oklo there. This is the one that's really been holding up, I think, quite well, Oklo. Yeah, $55, $51, so you're still really near these highs as well. Did we look at QBTS over the... No,
I don't think we've looked at a lot of the...
Okay, that's pretty consistent, right?
Names today.
QBTS down 1.14%. Was that a call for Adara? No. Okay. Like I said, sometimes I hear many different things in the ear there. But so what Obi was talking about with the MSCI rebalances is that we're going to get this, I can show it to you right now. We're going to get the imbalance locator. And you can see already, wow. So these are already in here. Wow. Okay. Normally when we show these, you don't even get names that have 1 million shares by this time. Right now. So there is a bid. Someone's going to be coming in and buying. So these are all the market on close orders. So what this is telling us here is that right now, as of 3:50, the Nasdaq names will come through. So you can see the market time right here is all, it's by seconds too. These are just all been updated by our broker at 2:41. So at 2:41, he running around the Nasdaq, talked to his people, and figured out that, hey, Coke has a buy and balance right now of 5.6 million shares. So that started out 5.6 plus 2 million. So that was a 7.6 million. But since that was posted, 2 million shares have come in and said, we will participate in that closing print. So if you get all of the total 7 million or whatever this is paired off, then the print will come at whatever the closing price is, because they have parity. It's been paired off. We know the price. We all agree. It's a way for market makers, hedge funds, whomever that's trading bigger share size to basically have zero or limited market impact on the security that they are trying to buy or sell. Right? So somebody is QBTS trying to get, they could do QBTS 6 million shares right now, but it's only done 49 million on the bid, on the day, right? And if you come in, and let's just say this is Joe wants to buy, or maybe it's those guys that Joe had lunch with the other day. What were those guys? They were trading QBTS, weren't they? Yeah, that guy. So he was telling Joe that, hey, Joe went, he was walking around the city a couple Fridays ago. Did you know the story yet?
No, I don't think so.
He was okay, yeah, anyway, so...
Yeah?
Yeah. So Joe was having a salad, I believe, at Joey Only's or something like that downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he was looking sharp dressed man like he always is. And some dude came up to him and was like, no dude's coming up to me, that's for sure. But, coming up to Joe there, you look like you know what you're doing. Started talking to Joe about quantum. And then realized that Joe was a trader, this and that. I'm sure Joe was hopefully telling him about Trader TV Live. Of course, and anyways, long story short, I know it's getting longer, was that Joe, the guy wound up telling him that they traded millions of shares of D-Wave. And, that part of that move that day was him, and then he gave Joe his business card. So yeah, and then we'll you know, I told Joe he's not leaving this place. So anyways, so what the point of the story is that if you're looking for 6 million shares right now and you're trying to buy and get into a position of QBTS, well, if you all of a sudden start buying 6 million shares here, the price is not going to be 611. By the time you're done, this is going to be 1650 or 1660 or whatever, because you're going to wipe out this level. Every single one of these is just 100 shares, and by the time the street figures out that someone's in there buying 6 million shares, no one's going to offer. They're all going to pull their offers and the stock's going to rip up. Well, this way, basically, you're just a slave to the market until the close, and then at the close, the parity will come in, and whatever the price is there at the close, as long as there's enough shares to match, you will get that price. So I hope that's a little bit of an explanation of how the imbalances work. So what Obi and I will try to do is, if there's a large imbalance, maybe with a minute left or 2 minutes left, let's just say Pfizer still has a 5 million share imbalance and it's a bid, then we could buy with it, because we know that that's going to create an upside move because there's a leftover bid, you know, and then we hope that that last print is higher than the current market price because they need to find sellers to pair off the last remaining shares. Yeah. So a little bit of a rundown there. We do have some videos out about the imbalance locator and things like that, so you could definitely go find those. But for now, we're going to go back over to Adair and see what she's up to.
Here is U.S. Steel, and U.S. Steel actually is on watch with a potential catalyst after the close. Donald Trump, President of the United States, who is, as of right now, still partaking in his press conference with Elon Musk. He's going to be flying over to Pennsylvania for 5 p.m. He's going to be delivering some remarks here on the U.S. Steel deal. Excuse me, if you look at his official calendar, it literally just says Trump speaks on U.S. Steel deal, so we'll have to wait and find out what happens there. But either way, the reason I bring this up now is because a couple hours away from the close, we have comments coming from Akazawa, who is the Japanese economy minister, there we go. And the economy minister of Japan is apparently saying that they're going to be watching this official U.S. announcement on the status of the U.S. and Nippon Steel deal. In case you missed it, Nippon Steel wants to acquire U.S. Steel. The U.S. is not having it. And so this has been going on for quite some time. So keep an eye on X here. Looks like Japan is waiting with bated breath. Okay, we'll send you back to the guys.
Yeah, no, that's something to watch out for. Yeah, he's still talking. Both Elon and Trump are answering questions from the press still as of right now. But Moderna actually got up to its, I guess not really pre-market high, but that high that happened right before the open right there, and kind of wicked off of it. I was actually waiting to see if it'll kind of continue to grind up. That was some strong volume that did come in off of whatever catalyst that was. But I was like, all right, well, is this enough to push this prior day high and really give us a blast going into the last hour and a half of the day? Didn't really come in just yet, but I'm going to have eyes on it, Moderna. So I'll put that on a chart to the side. Wow, look at that. Palantir reversion to VWAP. So great reason to buy here. I was just like, yeah, I see that reason, and I'm just going to get out of the short and cover the position. So I do buy on that on that signal. And then look at that. 24s all the way back to 27s. Sean, I had this short all the way from, well, I did try it a bunch of times. I remember I was like, oh, I'm going to keep it light and tight, light and tight, light and tight. I did, until these very last ones where I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a little bit off the 130 to really see, and it does come in, boom, 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 and I cover everything on top of VWAP. But guess what? That VWAP quite oonks. But that VWAP, definitely a lot of interesting action there as we revert right back up into that VWAP on Palantir. Palantir is absolutely crazy today. Again, 10 points to the upside, 10 points to the downside. Absolute shake and bake. If there was a textbook shake and bake. Sorry?
You looked at the beta. Was
2.6. Yeah, 2.6. So it's like, yeah, it's going to have an extended move. But I'm talking about from someone who trades reversions very often. Right. From that standpoint, like this reversion here, this short is absolutely beautiful, almost textbook. And later on, like sure, your confirmation is going to come in here, but if you know what you're looking for, maybe you're getting on.
What was so textbook about it? Like what made it? Because I mean, I don't see like a huge amount of volume on that spike. But did it just hit a key level for you?
So I think there's a few different things that make it textbook, I think. And the ones that stand out the most I can speak of. Like when this happens, it's not going to be the case all the time that you are going to get a follow through, but it's one of the factors of confluence, right? So you get that aggressive strength off of that opening range low, and you get that hold, a little bit of a wicking action on that 130 push, and this is the first prior bar low break of the 15-minute candle, which happened to be at that 130. So if you're like, okay, I want to take the other side of this, and I'm waiting, you can see even go down to a 5-minute. Again, 3 minutes pretty choppy, but if you go down to a 5-minute, you can see holds the low, all the way until here, about 130.87, right there, with a high of 130.153. And that's where that kind of, if you're using a prior bar hold as your definition of defining the trend, this is technically where that trend breaks. So it's like, look at that. As soon as that trend breaks, it's straight quadruped to the downside. And I think that's definitely a big part of what makes this very much strong textbook and playbook, because the chart is so clean. Like when I saw it, I was running up here. I'm like, why is this running? There's no, like, I understand that Palantir is very, very strong, but like looking at the ATR, like I have an ATR calculator that I kind of did by myself, which I attached to like a sizing calculator, but the ATR on Palantir here I have down as 5.57. Okay, so Trump just finished his thing there, so I can close that window finally. But Palantir, the ATR I have is coming at $5.50. Take a look at this run from the lows, Sean. That's $8.68. So I'm like, all right, one ATR. It's doing almost about one ATR in and around here. That first little pullback, and then continues to the highs. So it's like, all right, you can understand that it might be overextended. Looking at the chart, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a little overextended. So where does that kind of pressure switch hands, and when does that buying actually finish? You don't have to look anywhere further than the chart, right? So I think that's a big part of what makes it a textbook reversion. Now, those of you who had the long, that was absolutely solid as well. Again, there was definitely other execution sets for the long as well in the morning session, and maybe coming in here as well. So that's the look on Palantir. Let's see what Adara has to say.
Just want to let you guys know here, if you're watching Tesla, just be warned, I guess at the very end here of his press conference with Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, Donald Trump spoke once again about tariffs. He's very concerned about tariffs from other countries, and he actually said that Elon Musk is going to make sure Tesla builds their whole car there, and that all manufacturers will have to build their cars and their parts in the U.S. So Donald Trump saying that Tesla is going to be going for this Made in America move. Trump also said, quote, "You build a car, make it in America," and he said his meeting with Powell went well. So just some comments there in case you missed it from the tail end of that Donald Trump, Elon Musk press conference to commemorate the end of Elon's time with the Department of Government Efficiency. So before we send you back to the guys, let's take a look here at our friends Upexi. Thank you very much to Upexi for bringing us this part of the show. A publicly traded brand accelerator combining strong e-commerce fundamentals with a forward-looking blockchain strategy that's trading on the Nasdaq at UPXI. In addition to operating a portfolio of consumer brands, Upexi is building one of the largest Solana treasuries in the public markets. Backed by institutional partner GSR, they offer equity investors exposure to Solana through a regulated security without the need to hold tokens directly. With both revenue and asset growth, Upexi presents a unique opportunity for long-term upside. To learn more, scan that QR code or click the link in the description box. Back to you.
And in crypto horizons, yeah, Oba and I were just looking at that. Pretty interesting, some different, wide variety of products there. So shout out to
you got to diversify your product line sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. He's now on True Social.
Oh boy, what's he saying? And
this is not the end of Doge, just the beginning.
Okay, Elon said that in his opening, I guess not really opening remarks.
But so he just put that on X there. Okay, so on True Social, sorry. All right, we're almost out of Nvidia, almost completely all of it. The market's kind of reversing now. We did have that huge move down. Now that Trump is done, I think the key takeaway from what we just heard from him at the White House was, in fact, that he will talk to President Xi and try to get this all figured out. So I think that that's pretty important there. That's a good development for sure. That, he'll phone him himself, and we'll see how that goes. If that's what he's saying, then we wait for some updates on how that all goes. But you could see right now, FXI also was trying to look at that to see, look at the liquidity, on these ETFs. But FXI right now just kind of just chilling out, not doing too much either. What, do we have a bad print on here? This is a nice downside move there today on FXI. So we'll wait to see if there's anything going on there. The name that we liked before was Alibaba. All right, we talked about it breaking 115. We don't have it, but there it goes there through 115 again is Alibaba. I liked it up there at 120 the other day. We had broke above 116.50. Or I don't know if that wick actually, no, that was at 805. So it looks like here at 930, we kind of opened at 115. We were wondering if that was going to hold. We talked about that as maybe being a break spot, but there it goes breaking down into 113 there for Alibaba. So I could see this starting to get going again off the 200 period moving average. The only thing is in the afternoon, China names don't really tend to move around too much. I just want to refresh this Apple trade. So we got out 20% on the 50 period moving average when it went down there. The first time was only 20 cents. We talked about bidding 90s. We get those 91s. We get those. And I'm looking to get shorter at almost right now. I was waiting at 30s. We'll take an offer here at 5. All right, I'll take some 23s. There it is. We'll offer for some 26s, and then we'll go up to like 35 to make up the difference, right? So, all right, so we're in about half a unit there. We got a little bit lighter. Now we're in one full unit. We'll see if we can get, and again, I'll try to get 3 or 4 units. My stop, as you have asked, is right here, 199.50. You know, I know there's that wick there. I'm not worried about that. That was sort of right at the open. If we break through 199.50, I don't even know if we should be in this short to begin with. The market is trending higher. We're above the 50, we're above VWAP, and we're above the 200 period moving average. So I'm just going to try this pretty light here with very limited risk. We're short right now at 20s. By the time we get our next fill, which will be one, I'm only going to take 2 units. I only have one more unit waiting at 35s. If that comes in, or 36s, I meant to put 35s, but it's at 36. Sometimes you could just push offer, then up 10 cents. So that went to 36. So we'll sit there and then wait to see if we're able to get that fill. And that way our average price will be around 25s, and we'll take a 25-cent hit if it does go back up on 2 units. Not the end of the world as it comes back into the money right now. So again, looking for maybe a 199 fill, which is now where the 200 period is. So let's just put a bid there for, maybe 20% or so of our order, and we'll see if we get it. I just put a bid at 199.03 because if Trump is done, and I feel better about the China situation, he didn't necessarily hammer them for anything from what I heard there or have too much negative speak. So, we'll hold out hope that there's more coming for the downside here in Apple, but not an ultimate flush unless he's done, I don't know. He's probably done speaking. Unless the market just fundamentally falls down here, or I guess the other line of the other story that we could hear now is maybe a response from China. If their trade team comes and goes, well, that's whatever, we're also not going to play nice with this. And, then I could see a downside play here. But for right now, let's just try to do our best and go short on a name that is at a spot of what I think it should be resistance. We hadn't broke it all morning, and then eventually we lost it. So let's just see. We don't need a huge trade here. We just need a good trade. So if that can come in, then, we'll be fine. We're having a good day today. I mean, we were not lucky, but again, just to come back and, we were short. And I didn't have any bids out. I should have put bids to get out. When we sat back down, we were able to fill this out again. I had a stop order in, just was not expecting that kind of a move. So again, a pretty good look there on the short today. And then Nvidia was everything we wanted. The short early, then the short late, and then downside. So let's check out if CRM, OB, has done anything here today. For us, CRM, still down that 1%. We did have a nice move back up yesterday. I mean, again, this is another name coming across VWAP right now. Beat up yesterday. I do like what we hear from, did I just get, oh no, I got more shares. Okay, I was gonna say, did it pop out? All right, so CRM anyways, day 2 play, continued downside, but the reason why I wasn't on that in the first place was the fact that we had a nice rally yesterday into the close at the end. There it is right there, into yesterday's close. So we had a nice little rally. So I was almost thinking continuation, but no, almost the opposite. It makes that move down and gets right back into yesterday's afternoon trade. So, all right, now we have that 2.5 unit position or so on for Apple right now. And then there's our average price, 26. I mean, bang. math was good there. We thought that we were going to be in and around this level. So there it is, man. A nice little push back in. Let's see if we can get lower here on Apple and have a decent trade. But the bids are holding right now, OB. We're above VWAP on the Nasdaq. I don't hold out too much that this trade is going to be the greatest trade. So I might even get some out here for flat. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this.
Yeah, no, both the futures are super strong here, Sean. So again, I'm looking for the next opportunity. It's almost, I guess, it's almost power hour. Just about
that's right.
50 seconds left for a power hour. So I just want to go through what the volume gainers on the day are, just to see if the things that are doing the most volume are showing us any sort of opportunities going into the close. So Nvidia, Lucid. Oh boy, today was Lucid day 2 earnings. No, I think no. Never mind. That was. What's the other one? Li Auto, sorry, another L auto name there. But yes, some strong continuation happening here on Lucid. Doing some R-vol yesterday, and it seems like a nice little continuation of both that price action and relative volume once again today. Big Bear AI, I know Sean's definitely looking at this one. And today, bit of a consolidation, but still hasn't really broken through that week low. Yesterday, or actually this morning, we tried with that 4 a.m. candle low right there, try to clip that week open or week low right there, and then pushes right back up. But lower highs are being made on this one, so want to keep an eye out for Palantir. Oh boy, way past that. I guess not way past that VWAP. I was like, VWAP is down here. No, we're at VWAP right now. But yeah, beautiful legs going both ways here on Palantir, to the upside, to the downside, and then this reversion as well back to VWAP. Lots of opportunities for those who are watching. BMGL, hello. This is definitely small cap. Yeah, look at that, 20 million market cap. All right, thank you. Next, Ford. Ford coming in at 1043.
Thank you.
Hey man, listen. The lower the market cap, the lesser the shares, the more manipulable the ticker is, right? Because technically, I can make it move 100% if I throw, I guess, roughly $20 million worth at the book. Mathematically, I don't know, speaking, but well, this is what I mean. I mean, maybe less fugazi on larger market caps, but it's a slightly different game, I would say. But at the end of the day, price action is king, regardless of where you're at. Ford here, nice strength to the upside. So I guess nothing too crazy from that recall news that we have, as it's recalling itself to the upside here on Ford. Tesla 350 back again. Oh boy, 350. That breakout was nice at the beginning of the week, but guess what? Giving it all back by the end. Intel, we got that nice shake and bake here. Oh boy, where's that anchored coming in from? Because we rejected that pretty hard off of that news in the morning that they were doing something about, I think it was expanding their AI, their memory capacity. So here's the thing. Intel is collaborating with SoftBank and other companies to develop large capacity memory specifically designed for AI chips. And that's in order to reduce the cost of the whole operation when it comes to anything AI related. So Livewire, we know this one's been on the books all week here, as it started off pretty much on Tuesday, and we've been holding up, Sean. And look at this, absolutely beautiful, pushing up towards the highs by the end of the week. So if I were to take a guess at who might be offside going into the last hour here on Livewire, it might be shorts, and it's now currently at that current price, because at the beginning of the week, we were trading at $1. Right now, we're trading at $5. So with that price, the current market cap is sitting at $1 billion here with a 9 million float on Livewire there. So Gitz wasn't really watching this one here, but another small cap, it would seem. Yeah, 3 million market cap there. But yeah, here's the thing. It's just because I don't like to trade these, or I don't really have a playbook. I shouldn't say I don't like to trade these. I don't really have a strong playbook around some of these moves. I'm just not going to get involved, right? So, but that does not mean that there are no opportunities. Again, we talk about price action being king. If I did not see the price, if I did not see the name, what is the chart telling me? is all I need to really ask, right? It's like, all right, consolidation, strong push, can't hold that pullback right here, flushes down, consolidations for multiple hours, breaks down, trends lower, you know, just basic kind of things like that, just following and listening to what the chart kind of does. So QBTS, we just looked at that one there, pretty much sideways chop, and once you go down this far in the list, you're probably hitting names that are probably not as crazy. We've got SoFi here trending up into the end of the day. That's interesting. We've got to watch out for that one on maybe some potential imbalances. Oh boy, Palantir 27.
Yeah, I'm trying to get long here.
Oh boy, yeah, that VWAP hold is coming in real nice. Gap on their earnings kind of came in right off of the open. So beautiful gap down and continuation, and a little bit of a chop and sideways turn since then. Rigetti, another quantum name, kind of looking similar. Oh, I thought that was Bombardier for a second, BBD. But no, this is BBD on the NY. And then we got Unity as well as it pushes up to the upside there. I don't know if this one had earnings. But Unity?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago. But we got that relative volume push here today, pushing up all the way to 27.73s. And this is kind of reminding me of that action on Palantir here as well. Strong push off of an opening range high break, which does hold, and then it gives us that strength. And look at that reversion that comes in. I'm curious to know, was it just as clean on the 15-minute as was on Palantir? Yes. Technically, yes, but do you really want to risk that wide is the question. And if you're willing to, maybe you get that, if you think it's high probability, maybe you get that high probability 1-to-1 on that for that reversion.
This is so
stupid, man. Yeah, the ES is ripping, and the Nasdaq as well. So we're getting that strength coming into the close, man. So Spider is actually about to break high a day. That's the thing. If we break that high a day, so we talked about that week open, week low price. We basically lick grabbed both week open and week low today,
right?
And now we're pushing back to the highs. So false break of the week low.
We saw that with the futures there when we were trading the TQs. We were talking about that sort of on the midday show. I'm frustrated because we just made, I just punched into Palantir. It just went to 85s. I didn't even take it out. It was 20 cents in the money. We'll see if we can get some pieces out right there, because I was like, oh my God, we make it so easy just playing momentum and then trying to get cute with this trade. We were able to get a little bit out there, but then we just got stopped breaking through 50. So we have to slap the fail on that trade. Like, we should have never, even when we were in it, man, I was like, but yeah, there it goes, man. Straight upside. You should never, I was just finished saying, Trump didn't say anything negative. The market should go back up. Let's short Apple. I don't know, man. Okay, but there it is. So let's go. Right now we're into Palantir. So I just did offer 85s again. So let's see if we can get up there. We're at 83s. As Palantir, we want to be long this name because the momentum, right? It's up 4%. It's starting to break. It broke through VWAP. We've already sort of done the work on all of this. There it is. Yeah, 84. Here we go. Now we're starting to go 87, 88. So here's 20 cents right back in. We wound up losing, what was it? We were short at 26s, so we wound up losing 25, 30 cents or so on the Apple trade. We did have more shares on Apple because we were kind of legging into it. Right here, though, nice move upside there for Palantir. And I just think the sky's the limit at this point. Let's just wait to see if we can get back into, we have a little bit of resistance, I guess, at 128.60, but that's just so far from now. I always get something out ahead of even dollar levels, so I do have an offer waiting at 98, so 127.98. So we're going to wait there. That would be 33 cents if we can get that, and then more to come off of there. And then I'm planning on getting a little bit more if we can come back in somewhere into VWAP or so. So we'll see if we can get that. Maybe even, I think I was waiting at the 30s, or where am I waiting here? I'm waiting at 26. So 127.26. Right into, I guess, just ahead of 25s, basically, I guess is what we're doing. I like to play quarters. You guys know that quarters, evens, halves. So we'll sit there and see if we do get a little bit of a dip buy opportunity for Palantir, and then we'll just try to respect the view up in the 50-period moving average. The 200's a little bit too low for me. I'm not, I don't feel like losing right now that much if this doesn't work. So down into there, that's too much. So we'll watch out for this 50-period moving average in and around 126.80. But here we go. Nice little move there to the upside now on Palantir. And just like that, man, we're cooking it up again with these profits. So we'll get some more out there. It looks like we just had a problem at 98 there. There we go. We'll get some more out at 85 as we start to fade just a little bit. We are out of 20% already, and see if we can get some more near O's. But all right, by the way, quick look at crypto. I can see where Bitcoin's doing right now, 105.9. We're not too happy with that. That's not real. I have 104.8 down here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we just refreshed it. So there it is, 104.8. Yuck, not very good for that at all. This is roughly the price I got out of my Ethereum, but we were buying some more XRP. I got some at 230. I got some today at 220 again as well. That filled overnight. So we're into that. Tether, who cares about Tether? Binance, I mean, we do care about it if this is ever not one. Then we'll worry about it. Solana, big pullback today, 4.5%. I am getting like this crazy headache. I don't know why. All right, Solana, I've been drinking some water. I have some ibuprofen here. I might have to go refill this thing again. There's your Dogecoin. I mean, we've talked, this is on the week, by the way. Oh, sorry, that's 24 hours. Dogecoin down 8% in a day here. Cardano, something that I really like as well, down 3%. And then there's Solana. So all the ones that I own, Ripple, XRP, Solana, not Dogecoin, Cardano, and Bitcoin now are the three big ones there. So we want to have a quick little look at those for argument's sake. Oh, did we get mentions here from Hyde Park Little League or what? Welcome to the show. Here we go again. So this is it, man. This is Hyde Park, right? So here we go. Yeah, this is these are just what we've been doing. A couple rainouts been happening there, but here we go, man. Welcome to the show time. So this is it right here. Welcome to the show. Hyde Park Little League is proud to announce the rosters for our majors and minors 2025 all girls rep teams. We've included a few pictures of the all stars as well. So there it is. There's the head coach. We're in the building right there. So we say shout out to all the girls that are on this team. We're really, there's my Gia. What's up? We're getting ready to take on Royal York Cardinals this weekend. So yeah, man, we are really super excited about that. We go likey on that one as we are very, very happy to be part of all of this. And if we go, we've included some pictures of the girls, it says. Well, I don't see any there, but there it is right now. It's very, very good times here in Hyde Park, as we have a bunch of different rep teams, but here it is, man. Our all-girls team, couldn't be more proud to be the coach of this team. It's been now 4 years in a row. So we had to make, we made some cuts this year, which was a little, something, but we had tryouts and it was a really fun time there. So yeah, that's a little bit of, you got to have that work-life balance, that is for sure. All right, a little bit of outs there on Palantir as we get back up there to the upside. We'll see. Yeah, if you go on my Instagram, man, we were raising trophies last year. It's a good team. We really have a good time. But here's something that everybody might be concerned with. Ooh. We have the quarterly index review. I found it. Right here. So, all right, let's go. Let me zoom in a little bit for you here so we can all have a quick little look. I think that looks pretty good right now. So there's our Moderna. So what we're looking for right now. So these are top 5 names ranked by absolute value. So the more expensive they are, the more they're going to be on here, I guess. So if we just look, some of these names are going to be the same, different based on the regional MSCI, the US. There's some Canadian names and some Mexican names. So Brazilian names as well as we go. But we're just going to look maybe at just the top names here in North America. So we're looking for Moderna to be a deletion there, a share increase in Amazon. So we could see an upside play in Amazon later on there. But often these go the other way though. Okay, so there's Manhattan Associates. I don't know if that's stock, MANH. Skyworks Solutions there as well, deletion. Albemarle. Marley going out right there, deletion as well. Then there's Moderna. We already talked about this, the same names. So it's nothing that huge. I'll go find some more lists for you, but this is just some information that we've gotten. London Mining, Brookfield, Onyx, Air Canada there. So, well, for me, maybe Amazon. Let's have a quick look at Amazon as these days go through. But here comes Palantir, man, right back in. Looks like the futures want to give it a little bit of go here, back down to the downside. And let me guess where Apple is. Okay, still right here, thankfully. I was going to say, if we were much lower, then I would hang in the towels right there. All right, what's up, Adair?
Keep an eye here on the market. We did get a little bit of a push down in the Qs in this one candle, but I want to let you guys know here that Wall Street Journal just reported that apparently the issue here with the U.S.-China trade deal and the fact that it's kind of reportedly been falling apart a little bit has to do with the fact that there are some disagreements between the two countries with regards to rare earths. So the U.S. had asked China to resume their rare earths export, but China isn't moving as quickly as the U.S. would like. We did have Donald Trump this morning saying that they have, I guess these negotiations aren't going well, or that China has walked back or violated their agreement, so there won't be any more Mr. Nice Guy. We know Scott Bessent said negotiations have slowed. Jameson Greer, U.S. Trade Representative, was also a little bit cagey with regards to this relationship. So yeah, it sounds like what's happening here with regards to the negotiations between the U.S. and China are some disagreements over rare earths deal. That was reported by the Wall Street Journal. Back to you.
Dude, I mean, I just filled this up. I just went and got this. Pound this back.
Sorry. I said, Sean, you got to drink some more. I was muted, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm drinking the water, my guy. But you know, the Palantir just went to 32.
Maybe some Gatorade.
We were at 26.
It could be just like
Trying to do with this chat, all the haterade.
Electrolytes. Yeah.
Get those electrolytes. I'm gonna go fill this up in a minute. Anyways, look at that Palantir. Honestly, come on, Alex, man. We were 5 cents away from getting like a spot that we would have been happy with, but you know, we didn't get it. I'm waiting at 40s now, but let's see what winds up happening. Nice retracement back up there for Palantir. You know what? Let's take out 5% more. Let's just take out 5%. Actually, that's too much. I put too much there. All right, let's take out 5% if we can get an 80. Okay, there, we just got it. We're taking out a little bit more just in case. Like, that just whooshed down. We missed the bid. Let's take a little bit more out there for that 15 cents. This is a little bit of back and forth action right now as we decide if we want to hold positions into the weekend. Let me check what these imbalances look like quickly again. If any of you have any information, like here's Coke, let's just see, that's a bid. Yeah, it makes sense, starting to get back up to that. But the whole market right now is going to look bid side. IPG, is this International Paper? IPG. Oh, no, Interpublic Group. Okay. That might be IPG in Canada, might be international. But yeah, so there we go. That's, see what I'm saying? That's a sell right there. So that's a nice little kick upside today, but down on the day. Oh, BBAI, that's nice. At least that's a bid. What are some rare earth names that maybe we can trade? Let me know in the chat if there's any names that are popping off that you guys may want us to look at, because I guess that's where the hiccup is, as brought to you by Adara over the last little bit. So there's Palantir here. What's on the eSignal hot list right now? Palantir 120, so we already know that. Nvidia, Tesla, the TQs. So that's all 4 names I've traded today. Add in Apple, and that's it. And there's Apple right there. It looks like Google down 0.7% right now today, as well as the market is trying to get back to green. Unbelievable day for the Nasdaq and everything today as it goes up and down. Lucid a little bit down 8% today. Lucid, okay, that's not great. That's for sure. Gap, we already know about that. That's GPS, former GPS. Obviously, the clothing retailer there, online and in stores. SMCI down 3%. Intel down 3%. Intel's at 1961. Oh boy. Oh boy, OB.
This morning it popped up into like 20s off of that catalyst in the morning.
What catalyst? Just the whole
working
market.
With SoftBank catalyst. No, they had their own catalyst.
Oh, did they working with SoftBank? Why?
Working with SoftBank to increase their memory capacity for
I missed that one.
Infrastructure or something like that, to reduce costs. So they did get, like, that pop you see in the pre-market was pretty real there, and then kind of pulled back down there. Yeah,
I mean, we closed yesterday here at $20.25, so we didn't get too much of a pop there, but yeah, there's the drop down on Intel. Let's check out Marvell quickly.
Oh no, it's from 6:30. I don't know if do you have data?
Oh, I don't have it all the way.
This is the pop that I'm talking about right here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like that. That's obviously pretty.
Yeah,
that's
decent volume there too. That early.
Right there, boom. So that's that candle coming in right at 6:30. So that's what I was talking about.
All right. Thanks, Obi. Yeah, Palantir. Did we just get 98 fill there? Or did I cancel that? No, we didn't get that high. All right, so we're going to offer 98s again. It looks like Palantir still wants to be continuously stronger than everything else in the market. So let's see. Palantir can go. Look, we still have a big way to go.
Earlier, you said the market sells are overwhelming the buys.
Well, that's what it showed. Remember,
right? So it's like, okay, so if the sells are overwhelming the buys, what the market's bidding up to pair that sell imbalance?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's a very good way of putting it. There are other mechanics that are at play here. That's why we keep on looking back at this imbalance located. Whoa. Okay. Bank of America.
Hello.
Why
is that a buy?
All right, I'm going to get rid of this on my chart right here to edit to see what this chart is doing. But there's Bank of America's zeros right now. It just got, wrong one. So here at P-Pro 8, we can edit these candles. Again, these are charts like, what? I keep doing the wrong thing. It's not customized. It's data edit. Just bear with me for a second. I just want to get rid of this because if I don't do it now. So the price, so it's this open price that's wrong. So I'm just going to put in here. And again, this is why sometimes $43.90. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this $43.99 area just to get rid of this. So I'm basically going to, by putting all of these prices of this candle at the same price, it should discount any of the VWAPs or anything at that level, so everything should still be fine. But there it is. Yeah, okay, so here we go. BAC to the upside. Is it the same, just, you know, sort of sector-wide? Has JP Morgan been going upside as well? Yeah, so okay, so they're all starting to go. But this could be a trade there for the close. Oh, and by the way, let's go. There goes Palantir breaking through 128. So there's 45 cents. Look, I mean, I definitely screwed up that Apple trade, but you know, we're doing our best to try to go back into a stronger name. And some of the names just have to be momentum plays, right? But okay, well, what? All right, well, now I don't see BAC anymore.
Oh boy, did they pull it?
Oh boy, they might have. So you can.
Sometimes it like pops in and pops.
I was going to say, you can actually cancel your orders up until 350. So that's another thing there. They could be trying to influence, you know, people like me, maybe, but BAC.
I mean, it's bidding up now. It's trying to push high a day.
So here it is right here. So, ooh, I don't know. Did someone fat finger it? Because now it's only 1.35 million.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see what that number was before.
Yeah,
because there
not on
is
my
some
list,
paired offs.
Not on my list, I think.
Okay, yeah, so we'll wait. All right, so maybe that was a mistake that we had just caught, and maybe someone's watching our show and was like, wait a second, that's me. And then they canceled it. But there goes Palantir. Let's take advantage one more time and take some more out here at 128.11s as we go boom. If Sharif, hey, in honor of Sharif, boom, right there as we go upside on the market. Bang, bang, in honor of myself. There's the original OGs. There's the bangs as we get back up there to the upside. A nice little play there for Palantir at end of day. All of a sudden, my headache is so much better. No, not really. I got to go. I got to go get some more water. So Obi, I'm going to take not 5 minutes. I'm going to take 1 minute and go get some water and come right back.
Take all the time you need, Sean. So QBTS on that list as well. One of the top names I have here, QBTS as almost a 5.6 million buy there. But yeah, look at that volume candle coming in on this low here. When was that? That was about 12.54. Nice little push up since then. Didn't quite get to day highs yet, sitting at 1645s, but nice little push nonetheless. But yeah, let's see. Going into the close here, we still have over, I guess, over 35, 40 minutes for the bell, and even less, about under 30 minutes now for these imbalances to come out. So I guess, like Sean said, these numbers can definitely drastically change going into the actual I guess, release of imbalance numbers. So one to watch out for. Nvidia back at 135. Oh boy. Let's take a look at Nvidia. So didn't quite get back up to VWAP, I guess, just yet. But nice little push back up. The only one that I see that reverted really, really well, guys, are, I guess, obviously the market, but Nvidia not as much. Tesla not as much. But Amazon, oh boy, Amazon almost back to its highs. So kind of reflecting the same kind of sentiment here. Amazon, yeah, Sean's saying, remember Amazon's a bid? Well, Sean, Amazon's been bidding since 1250. So it was down at 202s, currently testing 205s on Amazon. That's pretty wild there. And then Google as well. Look at that. Nice reversion on Google along with the market coming in. Didn't quite break its high a day just yet, but the one that is breaking high a day is no other than Apple. We were looking at this one just earlier as well. So this one did break down. That's a little quadunk in the pre-market, that 8 o'clock quadunk, right? So we didn't quite make it all the way up there. That's that 220 level there on Apple. What else do we got? We got to take a look at Meta. Meta is one that I usually kind of leave out because for multiple reasons, but again, same kind of price action, same kind of idea. You can see that reversion on here was absolutely beautiful, about a 1.3% reversion off of those lows there. And then if you like the short early on as well, I guess it gives you a bit of that as well. So 1.98% to the downside. So a lot of shake and bakes, a lot of reversals that are very symmetrical happening on the day today. So might be some consolidation. I have no idea what it is, but the legs have been absolutely beautiful. And I would, I was just talking to the boys about the Palantir move, and Palantir, oh boy, look at this. Clean to the upside, clean to the downside, clean to the upside. Absolutely beautiful price action here on Palantir and across the board on a few of these names today. Futures seems like it was one of the better trades as well. So It is what it is. Where's the next trade? That's what I'm asking. It's 323. Let's see what Adaira has to say.
Well, we're almost here at the end of the week and the month. We're into power hour. We're just about less than an hour away here till this session ends and this week ends and the trading months end. So what comes next? We'll find out here with our TTV research calendar for the next week. We have quite a few earnings, specifically CrowdStrike coming after the close on Tuesday. Then Thursday, we get Broadcom and Lululemon. So some decent earnings days here. Non-farm payrolls coming through next Friday. So for all of that info and more, go to X at TTV Research. I post a weekly calendar and I also post daily calendars so you guys know all of the events and the earnings to be aware of. So check this out on X, TTV Research. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Just got some more out there on Palantir. Yeah, this is fine. Whatever you want to do, this is fine, Ramin. Yeah, that's all good. We can do that. Ramin filmed something there, so we'll do that. Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, so 128.15 or so right now for PL. Well, yeah, it's fine. Right there for Palantir. So let's wait to see what winds up happening right here on PLTR. We just took another piece out again. So good job. We'll see what winds up happening here with PLTR. Give me a sec. Obi, do you mind?
Yeah, no worries.
We're just trying to set something up,
Yeah,
and then I'll get back to you.
Again, ES, so while we were talking there, the ES just broke its day high. The Nasdaq following pretty close. Here, Softy's about to break its day high. So some of these constituents starting to catch up here. TQs have not yet broken their day high. Like I said, the Nasdaq coming in right there. So on the Nasdaq, we talked about that 21,400, bit of a level there, and that looking for that to come in potentially. But that opening range high, is that opening range high? No, that is at that's an 8 o'clock high right there. So that's the reaction off of Trump's comments coming in, and that, oh boy, is that what I think it is? 21,420 is that reference high, bless you. So 21,420, hey yo, is that reference high on the Nasdaq. Let's see if that can crack and get a little bit higher on that name there. Nvidia coming back into VWAP now, so that 135 held really well. And oh boy, did I not take that reversion back to the upside as we continue to grind up here.
Oh boy, we're almost
here. You're almost at the dollar club.
That is ridiculous. What's
you
up?
start the day with going to the club.
Yeah, we end the day.
You end the day going to the club. You're clubbing too much. It's all that. Come on. Got to drink some water. And
I think it's just a matter of like, finally, you know, like, was I frustrated when we shorted Apple? Yes, of course. But we kind of like, I'm more frustrated with myself. It's like we had talked about it, man. It's above, like, if anything, these are longs. Like, look at the 50-period moving average, man. We talk about execution all the time, Obi, and it's like, why are we going short there? Well, I know why. We talked about it against this 50, and I'm glad that we were able to get out. This could have been another reversal long, as there we go, over, under 200. You could have even just punched long on 200. Of course, we're a little bit excited about what's happening right now in PLTR, because we had just bought that right there at 127.60, almost as soon as we got out of Apple. I was just like, we got to play something with momentum. I heard Obi talking about Palantir was at VWAP, so I was like, we kind of like that level. I did also, wow, we just pushed higher right there on Palantir. Wow, Kathy, are you here or what right now? So yeah, someone's pushing the buy button right now. Nice move up there. This is almost, it's not near all-time highs. I think it was 134. Or so on the daily for Palantir. Yeah, there it is right there, 134, 132. I mean, we did that today. So yeah, I mean, we're close enough to it right now, but there's a good little trade for us on PLTR as it's continuously moving higher there into the close. All right, so that's Palantir. AMZN. So yeah, really like this name. Was trying to buy some of this over the last little while. It's pretty heated right now is Amazon. So, actually, no, it's not. I thought it was off 200, but we got up to 210, and then yesterday was a big red candle there. 210 down to 207 yesterday on Amazon. Yeah, that's right. And then today we still go red. So yeah, no, just heated on the day, I guess, not really on the daily. So I think Amazon's still a buy. At these levels. I mean, obviously, Bill Ackman and company don't let us know. Yeah, that's right. We have that bad wick there. Don't let us know anything until after the fact. But apparently, there was a good dip buy there for Pershing Square and Bill Ackman as they added to their portfolio with Amazon. And I kind of like that sort of story there with Amazon, just into different things. They have, I don't know what their Starlink thing is called, but they were blasting internet into the sky as well.
Oh, okay.
Someone in the chat would know about that. They're also working on, there's also an EV company that they've invested in as well.
Yeah.
They do have a piece of Rivian for their trucks going through Rivian as well. But yeah, man, so far so good here for Amazon over the last little while. I like the name. And of course, AWS continues to be real hot. And then the retail game has changed forever now by Amazon. So we definitely like that. Okay, Ramin prepared something. So I don't know. Let's just go watch it. I watched it for 5 seconds. I heard the music in the background. I was like, yeah, it's fine. So I didn't got back for picking up my new Model 3. You see, we just open it up here. It's a very, very simple kind of car. There's Randy. As we look, but there it is right there. It's so basic. On white. And we've got our own charging station over here, right conveniently near the parking spots. We're ready to go. Only going long now on Tesla. Happy birthday to my wife. Happy days are on us. Hey, everybody, just got back from picking up. Okay, that was nice.
Oh.
3. That was nice. That was nice.
We
just open it up here. Oh, good. Yes, I still hear the music in
Yeah,
the
that's a sick birthday gift.
Yeah, that's nice. So she'll be driving that around a little bit, and we're happy for it. We were actually talking. It's like anytime I need to get charged up, she could, we'll take the car, we'll bring it in here, and then I'll charge it up, and then I'll just take it home.
Yeah, true. So, and there's lots of charging stations around the city.
Yeah.
There's so many.
So we're happy about that.
Good stuff.
And then tonight, birthday, we're going out for some nice food. Hopefully all the kids. I just messaged my 20-year-old and was like, yo, you better remember there's dinner tonight,
Oh, yeah.
You better show. He does want a Rivian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, I want Palantir to go up a little bit more than this too, and then maybe we can add to the Rivian fund.
Yeah, you can add to the EV fleet.
Yeah,
right. That's what it is. You got to add to the.
No, I'll be driving. I mean, so we have a decent sized family again, and it's just about we still have the Atlas, which is a great car. We absolutely love that Atlas. It gives us a lot of space to travel around and bring the kids everywhere and this and that, and hockey bags and baseball and all of that. So yeah, we've got one little car there and another. So yeah, we're a 2-vehicle family. So we're pretty happy with all of that. So yeah, thank you for everybody in the chat. If you're congratulating me, and if you're not, that's fine too. So what's the next trade though is really what I'm looking for here. A Palantir in and around that dollar marker. I'm going to take another piece out. It just faded out just a little bit. I'm going to take something at 4. There we go. Just got 47s. So we kind of just stopped at 129 again. If we sort of zoom back out, I'm not worried about any of these levels. I'm just worried about momentum. So the Nasdaq just tried to go green. It did not. It came back in a little bit there. So, anywhere kind of at the 50 period is a decent reload spot. Let's just check back here quickly on our imbalances. Yeah, so I'm guessing that Bank of America was just kind of a joke. There, and I don't know, but it's not there anymore. That could have been a fat finger or a misread from the broker, posted something incorrect and then pulled it away. So right there, QBTS was 5 million, so you can see that starting to get paired off. So let's see if there's any action there. No, not really. Again, 53 million with 5 million there, not going to be a huge indicator. Once 350 hits, I am going to be, whatever, I'm getting lighter in Palantir. I only have a quarter left. Try to get out of everything as 350 hits, because you're going to see Amazon could be like 20 million to buy, honestly. And if something like that comes out, remember every single, NQ, that's the one thing that I've told these guys in the back, actually. We shouldn't have to put in Nasdaq every time. Like, it should just know that NQ, that when I'm typing in Amazon, I'm not trying to find some random Amazon that's existing on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I'm trying to find actually Amazon. And then with AI and everything like that, it could also take it a step further, Obi, and just know that like AMZN is a commonly typed symbol for myself.
Right.
So it's kind of like autofill. Like, we have the autofill feature, right? But
it's Leonardo on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever use that?
No. I think somebody when the floor was still stacked and Leonardo came out, I think somebody messaged Leonardo and was like, "How do you make money? Where is the edge?" And it was just like.
So we have Leonardo is the built-in AI here at Real Trading, and you could just ask it like basically just rhetorical questions. It's not like you can find like, how do I find my daily nets, or how do I find my trade list? It'll do stuff like that, but it definitely won't tell you how to make money. That's what Trader TV Live is for, is it? All right, so I want to say, when I just shout out the Canadian Stock Exchange, here we go. This is Amazon on the Canadian Stock Exchange.
Wow.
So this is Amazon.cc, right? We've had CIBC on the show many times to talk about their CDRs. So that's what this is. This is a CDR right there, and it's you can trade it, and you can see by the denominations that they're not the same. So again, this is chopped in half or less, way more than that, chopped in tens, and it just gives you exposure to Amazon without paying the fee of the exchange rate is what I'm looking for. So yeah, so that's something there that we have available to us here at Real Trading, and everywhere. If you have access to the Canadian Stock Exchange, you should be able to get some love there from the CDRs. So, shout out to our good friends at CIBC that have been on the show many times to discuss how that all works. So, but yeah, there's Amazon. There's other ones too, like MSFT.cc right there. See, that's a $33 name. You can get Apple, and I myself am an investor in this space. So in these names, because to turn money over, you lose 1 or 2% right away from the exchange rate, and then you're playing the exchange the whole time. Because like when in my long-term account or any account that you have Palantir in, this is $128 USD. So us living here in Canada, I don't think Palantir has a CDR yet. It might now though, and if it does, I should flip my money into that because we spend Canadian dollars, right? And so the better way for me to do all of this is just to invest in Canadian names or US names on the Canadian exchange so that I'm not suffering any sort of slippage as far as USD, because Palantir could go up 5% in a year, but then if the US dollar depreciates against the Canadian dollar, then it's a flat trade, right? Because you lose on the currency. I don't need to explain this to everybody, but that's the reason why CDRs and whatnot, ADRs, everything like that are pretty popular. And shout out to CIBC, that's done great, because I've changed a lot of my investments over into there because the liquidity is pretty decent. So
yeah, have you heard of what's that one called where you can exchange USD to CAD? Is it Norbert's Gambit or something? I
don't know. What, for free?
No. Like I forget what.
I mean, any broker will do all that stuff for you.
No, I know what you mean, but
yeah, Costco has a CDR. Yep.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Do your thing.
It's Gambit. I think it's something like that. Financial technique. So here it is. Norbert's Gambit is a financial technique used by Canadian investors to convert Canadian dollars to US dollars without incurring high foreign exchange fees. Right?
What are they?
Because so basically all it is it involves buying interlisted stocks, ETFs, so you can be like that, trade both in CAD and USD. So what you do is you buy the CAD version and you say, I want to transfer over into the US version of the stock, and then you just get granted you get share for share, and then now your shares are in US dollars.
So that would not work for Apple or anything like that.
No, it has to be dual traded. But we got something to tell you guys. So, traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder, and upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips. All in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. So thank you guys. The market is ripping to the upside, continuing to push higher. It just seems like Nasdaq fresh highs on the session are almost imminent now if the bid continues to grind up like this. So I'm going to continue watching that right there. So yeah, that was Norbert's Gambit. So let me know in the chat, have any of you guys used Norbert's Gambit before? Again, I think it's obviously you're trying to exchange large sums of money and not really incur heavy I guess, exchange rate fees right there. So there is an aggressive bid coming in, 135 halves, VWAP coming in on Nvidia here, and the Nasdaq also breaking past now that 21,400 mark, just shy of that reaction. We talked about that being in and around that 21,420 area here. So the ES already broke it a few minutes ago, and the Nasdaq is coming in now. So Tyler verse saying, Obi, give us a long. Dude, I don't even, I don't know. I don't really see anything. Here's the thing. If you the long was down here. The long was here. all the way. When was this? This was 1 o'clock. The long came in around 1 o'clock there. You can see that across the board, a lot of longs coming in at 1 o'clock. Do I want to buy this going into the close? Not a part of my playbook here as of right now. So I don't really know anything there. But yeah, no financial advice, right, Sean? So I don't know too much about that.
Well, no, I mean, we could give, yeah, it's just trading advice.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not people want to buy, I mean, yeah, you know, someone saying, give me a long, yeah, I mean, they're looking long, right? And I mean, it's only 338, but remember, within 10 minutes, we're going to have these huge imbalances drop. And, you know, I don't think it's a great idea to get into anything right now unless you are literally scalping 30, 40 cents, which is what I do. But now you're just waiting for all of this. And I just feel like the market is not going to play properly off signals. Like I just got out some more right there. So we're into about 15% left. And actually, I'm just talking myself into getting out of some more. I'm going to offer some 17s there. There it is. We get filled on 17 as well. So I'm just going to start to get out. Let's check out a different name, right? We've been talking about all these main names. Let's go over and look at SBET here. Okay, so again, Adara, looks like that $44 for 100 shares might have been worth it. That was only 44 cents. This thing is now down $40 from the high. So, but you had to have known which levels to short. And in the pre-market up here, this did get as high as 120 in the pre-market. But look what happened as soon as we opened up, we got right back to that level again as well. We actually ticked out as high. Let me check the high of the day right there, 124.12, the high of the day here on P-Pro 8. Then we just hammered down through our first halt in and around 105. Hammer time again, another halt at 88, made its way back up to basically 110, and then it's been falling ever since with a little bit of a rebound in and around $70. So again, a huge name. And yesterday, I think Martin Shkreli labeled this a long or something because of that. And whenever that happens, you know it's going the other way. So there it is, man, a nice move to the downside there. And not just him, but more people starting to look at it, right? The minute that hedge funds and all that start to look, they have the ability to hold longer than you do, right? So they can stay solvent or stay liquid more than you can. So, you know, as we wait for that to play out, SBET will go back down, probably in the teens, maybe next week. So I don't know, again, as always said, I mean, not financial advice, but if you are a holder of this name, be very wary that this is a share float issue. People off sides, borrowing costs, so on and so forth are very expensive. So it does create some of the action that we've seen on that recently. A name that I think you can get your money into if you have a little bit of time. I mean, at $10, like, where's the low on Webull? I mean, this stock here, again, here's another issue right off the open. Like, I'd hate for people that like the company and like bought it 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Like, you know, when you IPO down here, 14, 15, then for some reason you just gap the, you know what, up like that. It's just people getting run. And, you know, when that happens, then this tends to happen right again. But that low is right here, right now on Webull. So $11.85, $12, something like that. It doesn't seem like it's too bad of a situation. And I don't want to equate Webull to Robinhood, but Robinhood also had its like ups and downs for a while. Yeah. And you were able to just pick this name up not even that long ago in the teens, right? It's right there, right? And so like what am I talking about? Teens, what are we even going with here? Robinhood went down to $8 from having huge moves as well. So there's lots of opportunities to wait around. Look how good $8 was for a while. This is a $68 name today, right? So, and we, again, traveled around on this name. So yeah, so far so good here as we continue to watch out for this market and play as much as we can with these names. But there goes Robinhood, still up 1.5% today as we're getting closer to the imbalances, Obi.
Oh boy. There's that alarm.
There's the warning.
There's like clockwork right here. Market's pulling back, guys. So a little bit of a pullback there. We did clip that 21,400 on the Nasdaq, and just kind of maybe a false break, but just selling steps right back in as it did, I guess, in the morning session as well, in and around this area. We're like, all right, supply, grind back up into that zone. And guess what? On the initial push of those highs, we see some more supply coming in as well. Wow, prior bar low break on the 15 on the ES coming in. Here comes the Nasdaq as well. Oh boy, are we going to see a little bit of a shift in trend to the downside? I have no idea, but I'm waiting and watching and seeing what these tickers might have in store for us with only about 7 minutes left until these imbalances, Sean. I'm really curious to know how we're going to close this market. We talked about that sell imbalance being slightly higher than the buy imbalance, as Sean showed us earlier there. So overweighting that a little bit. Let's see if that actually comes into fruition. Going into 350, you see that, yeah, the BEKE's on there, Ford's on there. QBTS has been there for a while as well. So gonna be watching that to see if there's any crazy moves. And you never know. What if Nvidia or one of the large tech names comes out with a significant imbalance? We know that Amazon's on that list as well. So Amazon one to watch out for any aggressive moves into the close. So a lot to watch out for. Where is the next trade, you might be asking? I think that's coming in and around potential 6 to 7 minutes here on the day. So we'll see, we'll wait, we'll ruminate on the price action that has been done so far across the board on these markets, and just wait for the next opportunity. Yeah, a lot of people talking about bull. Oh yeah, I did ask that question about was it Norbert's Gambit, and I think it was Jag in the chat saying that he has used it, but not necessarily for exchange. He uses US dollars just to buy I guess it's stocks, I don't know. But yeah, nice, good stuff. So there are some people who kind of use that Norbert's Gambit in the chat. So good stuff on you guys. But yeah, I don't really have anything else on watch. MU is the chip trade, saying Robert Query. Okay, all right, let's, I don't know, I haven't looked at MU all day today. Not MY, and that's my, but MU, okay. All right, that's pretty nice there. A bit of a reversion, so we're seeing that V shape happening here as well. Didn't quite get to its day highs just yet. That's coming in pretty nicely as we break that morning or midday session consolidation highs here on Micron there. So yeah, just going to be watching that Nvidia, going to be watching some Amazon as well, and I'll be watching these futures. Palantir's coming back in.
It's too close. We're 5 minutes away, and it was like we are starting to trend down a little bit there. So I just wanted to basically exit the trade. So I got out there 128.10s or so. I mean, literally, we just did it. So, you know, whether or not it's wrong or not, I had 10% left. Not like a huge deal for me one way or the other on that. So we'll get out there, and now we'll wait to see what's going on with the imbalances, because they could have gone the other way there. Although the market right now, like I would have, if we didn't have this major, if you're joining us for the first time, first of all, thank you so much, and welcome to the show. And you know, make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe. And you know, we really, what's going on, Chilean Nightmare? You know, these imbalances, and like I was saying, if you've seen us for the first time, the market's going to move on these imbalances. And so at 350, you're going to get like a random move. And if you haven't been here before to see some of this, then you never know what to expect. So for right now, we're going to hold out on that. As these imbalances go, we can see here on New York, we do not have Nasdaq names yet. So once this is from 9:30. So once this comes out, you're going to see an absolute sort of barrage of names. See, there's Palantir. It was just at 30, now it's right back in. You like, hey, Fabian. Fabian has joined us, TTWO. I did want to look at Take Two. This is a good name. You know, you and I have talked about this one a little bit because of Grand Theft Auto. It's still holding out pretty good, you know. I don't think video games are too tariffed or anything like that. I mean, you could download these things on the, you know, over the air. I still think, are you a guy that downloads your games? Are you still buying the hard copy? Or?
I don't think I've bought a hard copy of a video game in over 10 years.
Over 10 years?
Yeah. I think everything has been digital, just PC gaming, basically.
I always thought that, like, oh yeah, I guess you're a PC gamer, because I always thought, like, if I bought a game, so what I was doing with my kids, especially buying Switch games, you know, you could go, they're all $80, but then
Did you hear what happened with Switch? The new Switch?
What?
So
Switch 2, yeah.
The hardware is no longer yours. It's actually licensed hardware.
Yeah, my kid, Baron, he told me that. He goes, you don't even own the hardware.
And that's crazy.
Like, what do you mean you don't own the hardware? I'm buying the hardware.
They'll lock it. They'll put DRM on it, and basically, if they find that you tampered with it, take it away. You don't even have
so they
access.
do it so they don't want people to mod it or something.
Essentially. If they find anything that you're doing with their product that they don't like,
so no more right to repair your own stuff, kind of like where Apple, where that's like if you opened up the iPhone.
And that's Nintendo. That's what they're doing right now, and everybody's like immediately looking at piracy.
What was it called? I used to have when we had a PS3 or
PSP.
No, we used to get it. you could get it chipped or something.
Yeah, it's like jailbroken. Kind of
Jailbroken,
thing.
that's a good word.
Like for the iPhone. Yeah, there's a lot of those like a Hackintosh kind of thing. Oh, hey, Obi, what's up?
Yeah, you gotta. Sorry, Fabian, you gotta move because this guy in 2 minutes is going to be very, very excited. But thanks,
throwing around some buying power.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, you're long 10,000 shares of Amazon. Thanks, Fabian.
Oh boy.
For that one.
Damn, I didn't want to use half my buying power yet, Sean. Come on.
No. Yeah. Only a quarter. Hey, we gave you a lot of. Well, you have a lot of buying power ready to go. All right. So we'll wait to see here. We're gonna get it. We are already getting excited. Thanks. So if anybody, that's Fabian. Everybody. So
Sure.
Hi. Everyone say hi, Fabian. He's gone
Fabian.
now. Anyways. All right. So there we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, it's a license. Yeah. So they're just no more hard copies, just licensing the game. Cool. You were just talking about how the Nintendo Switch, the new one, you don't own the. If they sense or something like that, and again, I'm just hearing this now, but if they sense that you've opened it up or something like that, they can lock the Nintendo Switch on you or something.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
That doesn't seem like they can
wild.
actually do that, but
No, you can brick consoles. It's called they like brick it. It's basically a brick. It's like a piece of nothing. It doesn't work. So yeah, they can definitely brick that. We've heard that happening a lot of times there. I think Apple bricks their phones as well if you try to do some stuff with them.
well, I know it will void all of the warranties or whatever you have there with Apple for sure, because I remember reading that. All right, so I'm just going to now edit this. So here's one last look. Once I get rid of all of these brokers, it will show nothing here except for older ones. So I'm going to get rid of them right now because we are getting very, very close. So right now, all we want to see is the New York and the Nasdaq. So I just have to activate that filter. I had to push apply right there. And so there they all go. So these are all from 9:30 right now. So now we're going to wait and we can look at this live. Let's do it live right here. Just a couple of seconds. We have now 25 seconds and it's go time. So I'm all ready to go. Like I will punch in. If I see, first of all, Amazon, if anything comes out on Amazon because it's expected, this thing's going to rip like ridiculous. So I'm going to get ready to get I'm bidding 205 right now. Just because, you know, if I do see a number come in, hopefully we can catch it. We'll see some names. We'll talk about it together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So let's see. So there goes Amazon. No, nothing there. Yeah, 205.50 goes Amazon. Oh, geez. Man, getting out. There it goes. Look at that. A huge move. So there, those of you that were doubting why we're not in position, there it goes. Amazon up $1 immediately. I just saw Palantir there. Oh, damn, Sean. Hey, you got out of your Palantir. That was smart. I got out $2 ago. Look at Palantir up to 130. Let's go. I mean, look, man, whatever. We don't lose anything on the trade, but we lose the value of that trade. But there it goes nicely to the upside. It's cooking, man. Amazon and Palantir right now. Cook City. I'd love to trade this, but then I can't break this all down for you guys. Rivian with a sell side. Let's see what that's doing. Boom to the downside right there for Rivian. Wow, Palantir. Look at it starting to get paired off. But that's a lot of shares, man. I'm going to try to buy some right now at 69er and then just watch to see if this can get paired off. I'm going to go to 130. Let's stop out at like 130 flat. If this breaks back down through 129, we'll stop ourselves out because it's coming back in a little bit. Again, we probably just bought the top there. Here it comes in. Okay, we're just playing around, but this will be a loss if it does come back in. We tried it. Yeah, is it gonna come in? Yes, it is. So there goes Palantir. It's too bad. So it ramped up on all that volume. And again, oh yeah, we're gonna get stopped out right now. Okay, there it goes. So we tried there just real quick. Let's wait. If there's another little bump up, let's do that. So again, now they know that they need to pair off. Look at 147 million shares. If anything, where I punched long was the short. Hello, right there. But all right, WBA. Anything else popping off right now? Rivian. Well, Tesla. There's Tesla with the sell. So if you're wondering what's up with that, there goes Tesla all the way to the downside as well. Robinhood. Nice upside move there. Oh yeah, let's go Marvell. Yeah, just joking. That one's not doing too much. Right there, QBTS does turn into be a buy. So there goes QBTS as well. Ooh, Shopify. What's up, Canada? That's a decent amount for Shopify for sure. Nice number there for Shop. So that's starting to go as well. Obi's just getting prepared, so I'm just going to leave him. There's Amazon. So Amazon has that 5 million shares or so. Now it's getting paired off. Remember what Palantir was, 7.9. It's still there. The major pairing event is 355 now. Deep breaths, Obi. 355 now for Palantir. So we're going to wait to see if we might have I kind of want to get back into this long right now. but like this could flip up on us right there. The market actually didn't do a whole heck of a lot there, to be honest with you. It bumped up a little bit into the high of the day. Yep. So right there, I guess it did something. It went right into the high of the day there, but now it's trying to fade back out again. So sometimes Adara gives us these numbers, and she did. Holy gee, jumping. 93.5 million to buy. The Nasdaq 255 million to sell. The Dow 900 million to buy. The Mag 7 600 million to buy in total notional value. So it's not huge. It's not in the trillions or anything. But let's just continue to watch this, because as we get closer and closer to 355, so we didn't give back what we made on Palantir there. So it's fine. It's just we did give back some because we tried it. We tried to get through there. So we'll have to wait to see if anything comes into play there for PLTR or not. But yeah, so that's the Nasdaq. These are some fun imbalances. WBA is a buyout. So they're probably, this is Walgreens Boots Alliance. I forget. I think they're going private, public buy, institutional money there, so we don't have to worry too much about that name. But Palantir is the one that I'm looking at right now, one of the biggest buys. And no surprise that they have to be weighted upside, right? So people want to get some Palantir in there. Here we go, man, with only 1 minute left. Let's see what happens with PLTR Adara.
Keep an eye here on Tesla dropping. Bloomberg reporting that Elon Musk is lobbying Washington, D.C. lawmakers to clear way for self-driving cars. So shouldn't really impact the stock. The drop seems to be imbalance related, but just be aware here, TSLA, and watch. Bloomberg reporting that CEO Elon Musk, who just stepped down from the Department of Government Efficiency, is now apparently lobbying some lawmakers in D.C. to help push self-driving cars forward. And before we send you back to the guys, just want to take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool, because we've been showing you the homepage of Trade the Pool for a while now, but we want to highlight now a section of the site that you might have missed. And trust us, you'll want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library, and it's so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips to actually apply in your own trading. And there's more. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaways from videos so you can quickly revisit the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. The best part, it's completely free. If you haven't explored it yet, now's the time. Head to tradethepool.com and click on the VOD library tab. Back to you.
355. So we saw that Palantir was, okay, we should go. All right, so there it is. Let's go. We make it all back right now, $1.20 in the money, plus on Palantir, Obi. We're going off one more time. So let's go Palantir. There it is, man. Boom, right back in there. So we lose a little bit, make a little bit on this move up as Palantir stays. It was just there, but now it's lower. 2 million shares with only 5 minutes left. Palantir go boom in the night. There it goes. Upside play there for PLTR. Sounds like we're running an auction. Who else going to buy it? Who's got to buy? Who wants to buy some Palantir right now? Who wants to sell some Palantir? Sold to you. I'll be Palantir. But there it is. A nice move higher right there on this name. So good trading there. And I just thought that 5 million was probably, or that 7 or 8 million. I punched in because I saw it increase. All right, so I saw it go from 7 million to 8 million there as Adara was talking. There it is right there, Palantir still on board. I mean, I'm just looking at this because it's my stock right now that I'm in, but there are other stocks. Is Ford doing anything at all? Remember, I know Adara just brought that story about Tesla, but Tesla was also a 3 or 4 million share sell. Unfortunately, I don't see it on here anymore, so it must be definitely, it is less than anything we see on here right now. Look at Palantir, still there, 1.8 million shares. So that means at the end of the day, this is going to need to pair off. So there's a market on buy order right now for 1.85 million shares. These are guaranteed fills. They need to fill these orders. So yeah, hopefully we do get a little bit more upside. I'm going to offer some out at 30s, 34. We just get the 34 fill. I'm also waiting in the 60s to see if we can get that. But this is what we're dealing with, man. This is the wild market. So everybody that was like, yo, like, let's get into some trades. Now I said, thank you so much for watching, but thank you for understanding how patience can be pretty key when we're sitting here looking at all of these. What, people are saying Webull is tanking still? Nah, we already talked about Webull. Come on, my guy. Okay, QBTS with the buy, so that started to go there. I'm not seeing XOM, like 3 million shares. You know, it's nice. It's not huge, but there's XOM again. I mean, what do you guys, let's check out Tesla on that story that Adara just gave us again as well. Yeah, okay, so there's the move down there as Elon and President Trump go back and forth again, I guess. They're done, but just posting more as Adair just rolled that, gave us that story. I'm gonna continue to watch Palantir, guys. Look where we are on Palantir. We just took out $1.50. We just got 130.65s there, on 131.65, sorry. So there it is, nice move up. Let's take another piece out here as we get through in here. I'll just show you what Palantir looks like, into 131.70. Take out another fill here in the 70s and see where it goes. Now, this could epically fall at the end of the day if and when this pairs off, right? And so it's getting lower and lower. I don't even see it on here. Now, we do have a filter on this system where I could filter out names, but then if I filter out names that, if I don't have the right filter on, I could miss something that shows up. Another way to trade this right at the end of the day is wait for something to come out of the blue. Like look at Rivian. Rivian was a sell, but then it's, you know, it's paired off a little bit, so it does get back to the upside, but that will sell off at the end of the day. This level 2 can't hold 2 million shares. So that should be a problem. Now there are dark pools and everything, so we got to get rid. Oh, J&J could be going upside as well. A New York name often will rally in the last couple seconds as well. Anthropic is making $3 billion in revenue. Anthropic just dropped their revenue number. I don't know where that came from, but there it is. They're done $3 billion year to date so far, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, we'll talk about that later. All right, so here we go. Palantir, at the end of the day, we're long in $1.33, and we're going. I'm going to offer again right now at 131.70. And again, Anthropic is Amazon and Google-backed large language models there for the AI. That is Anthropic. So here we go. Out some more. I just took some more out. There's only 1 minute left. I only have about 10% or so of this trade right there. So we just got long when we saw this increase. Oh, I just saw Amazon again. All right, so there's Amazon. Amazon, look at it going the other way here into the close. See, this is what I mean. Like sometimes these, oh, there's Nvidia. Oh my God, everything's just showing up here at the end of the day here. We just got some more out on Palantir. Uber's there. There's Amazon coming into play again right now as well. So yeah, we are ready to rock and roll right now in this market. So here we go, man, with only 30 seconds left. Oh, the closing bell working is back. There's Amazon. Quick look to see if Tesla's doing anything. Quick look to see what Nvidia is doing at the end of the day. Nvidia's not doing anything. Looks like we got the big one here, guys, with Palantir. All right, heading into the close. I'm not going to take any more closing risk on. We're going to get out for a nice little win there at the end of the day. Ooh, the countdown. I almost like I forgot the countdown. This is brought to you by Upexi. Thank you so much to Upexi for bringing the closing bell. And it is on like Donkey Kong. So there it is. Nice little fill there at the end of the day for us on Palantir. Oh boy. Annualized, yeah, $3 billion in annualized revenue for Anthropic. So its revenue metric was $1 billion back in December of 24. So it looks like they're doing a little bit better than expected on that. Okay, it's just Adair and I on the recap show. So, we have Steve Tileman as well coming through. I think we should be having him. So that should be exciting as well. We'll talk to him. We'll see if he was able to do anything on the imbalances. I'm just checking our calendar just to make sure if there is a guest tonight. Yes, it is. Steve Tileman. Okay, good. Coming through from Trade the Pool. Let's just see what Palantir is doing here at the end of the day. So there's the fade out. Now that we've done the big volume, look at that print on Palantir. It is 17 million shares right there at the end of the day on Palantir. So it does 10% of the volume on its last print. Tesla's last print, I'm going to throw it over to you, Obi, because I got to go over there and get ready. 20 million shares for Tesla there at the end of the day. Is that 20 million shares or 2 million shares? I guess it's only 2 million shares, sorry, for Tesla at the end of the day. So yeah, good day overall. Thank you for joining us one more time. Happy birthday to my wife. Thank you, Obi, for a great week, but we already checked the calendar and you're in Monday anyway.
Yes, I am in Monday.
All right, I'm gonna take my water and get back over the desk.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. Thank you everyone for sticking with us for the whole day there and for the whole week. It's been a pretty wild week there. A lot of shake and bakes, aggressive strength to start the week. A little bit of a chop and churn during the middle of the week, and then maybe some selling coming into the end of the week. But take a look at that. All of that selling that we had pretty much bought right back up on the day today on both the ES and the Nasdaq. So crazy volatility and solid opportunities to say the least there across the board. We saw Palantir this week. We saw a lot of Tesla. Tesla day one on Tuesday was absolutely beautiful there as well. A lot of opportunities on the futures as well. TQs, that false break of the range, that back through 72. We get that continuation coming in today on what do you call that Nvidia as well on the day two earnings. So a lot of pushes there, a lot of opportunities. Hopefully you guys had a great week there. And guess what? We're going to be back next week with just as much of a jam-packed week. Sure, maybe it's not Nvidia earnings, but earnings season is still not done. So don't go anywhere, guys. I will see you guys next week. We got Sean and Dara with the market recap. See you guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, there we go, man. We're just getting set up now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Obi, for a great week, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. Oh no, Adara's getting tired already. We just talked. You have plans tonight. You just mentioned. Don't get too tired. Well, I'm just loading up the stream right now. Interesting day to say the least. We did have President Trump,
say the least.
Come through with a bunch of different things here today. I'm just going to load up our community chat here and get ready to go. So allow YouTube ads. Yes. Refresh the page. I don't
get it ads
with my thing there, but yeah. The Nasdaq today, let's just go figure out what the Nasdaq was doing. We have Gap still on here from last night. The Nasdaq goes out relatively flat today. It did have a nice move there right at the end of the day. And again, there's that news that China and the US are not playing kindly. There's the first move in the pre-market there that we had that news from President Trump talking not nicely about the deals that have not been made with China. And then again, a nice downside play right there as well. Ooh, Nasdaq just registers the biggest monthly gain. I'll just go like this for now. The biggest monthly gain in the Nasdaq since May gain since 1997. Right there. So, all right, I don't know what the heck's going on with this. Oh, someone put ad blocker up here. It's not even letting me log in. All right, well, thanks, JB. And now I do not have the chat, but that's okay. We can get that figured out later. I don't know. You don't have to worry about it. I don't need the chat. Allow YouTube ads. Don't even worry about it.
I'll do it.
Here, you're going to do it. Or I'm just going to keep on talking. So here we go. We do have the Nasdaq here. If you look at our sector recap, we have MSOS down 4% today. So the marijuana space, not great. As you can see also, KWeb would be Chinese. If you're looking, I'm looking at these ETF watch lists that we have on the bottom of your screen right now. FXI, KWeb leading the way. Oil looks like they had a down day, down 2% today as well. IBB, the biotechs, as interest rates coming into question here. And we did have that story about Moderna and Novavax near the end of the day, so we can check in if that sort of helped with IBB's move down. On the green side of things today, we have TAN. Thank you, Ramin. Perfect. That worked out perfectly. Fine. So, sheet.
Oh, boy.
Man, we are everywhere.
She laughed at that, which is the best part.
Yeah. Well, whatever she did didn't work because it's back. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. I do not have chat today. What's up? Oh, yeah, by the way, Joe, Florida Panthers are not going to beat the Edmonton Oilers. So don't, take some of those IBIT shares that you have, put them aside. A beer is about $10. You're gonna owe me 2 of those.
Beer's about $10.
Yeah.
Where is a beer $10?
I don't know, at the bar right next door. I don't know. This guy's buying me.
Oh, you mean going out? I thought you meant you were gonna go to the 7.
No, man. Me and this guy, we're gonna sit on a patio, man. We're, you know what I mean?
Oh boy, hit him up stuff.
Yeah, man, a pint of beer. Yeah, I mean that's about $10. I mean, what is it? What is if we were gonna get a fancy drink like a margarita or something?
Yeah, that's gonna be like.
Then you're like at like 15, 16, 17.
Well, it depends on where you go. There are places in Toronto you can get it cheaper. Yeah, like 12.
We're not going to those places. Oh,
go
12.
to Niagara, it's gonna be a lot more expensive.
Niagara Falls is a little expensive, isn't it? All right, the recap here today, of course. So let's get going. Scan that QR code right there to grab your e-signal for free for the first month. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, of course, end the month with great returns. We just heard in our ear that the Nasdaq, and let's go over here for a weekly chart here on the triple Qs. But here we go. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of like one of those things where, of course, May was huge because April was so bad. So that's the other thing about all this move. So there's the Nasdaq, not too far away from all-time highs, right? And so a nice move up there for the Nasdaq. But as you can see, this week was all about Nvidia. We had record viewers. I don't know if it was a record or not, but over 11,000 at one point here with Sharif and I on Wednesday when we did have the Nvidia earnings call. And as you can see here, Nvidia just kind of hovering right now. This is a year ago. So a year ago, June, we were at $130, $140, and that's where we are right now. Let's go over to a daily chart just to have a quick look at what Nvidia looks like. There's a yellow line on earnings, and it's 2 straight down days off of their report. And again, they take the write down on the H20s that are 4.5 billion, which is slightly better than the 5.5 billion that was expected on that write down. So Nvidia, not so bad, 81 cents versus 88, including that write down. Without it, it would have been 96 cents. So a decent report for Nvidia, but obviously there are some concerns as their guide was pretty much, it was better than expected, but not that crazy blowout guide that many people would be expecting. I think Nvidia is probably fully valued in these levels until the next round of AI, until we get some more excitement right now. Because if that report was as good as it was, and the market's downside, well then, you know, barring any more China news or anything like that, what's the next catalyst to get Nvidia going? I ask you that. So we'll wait to see what happens with Nvidia moving forward. Today we had some decent reports today, right? We had Gap come through, and that gap eventually, hopefully, will get filled, because look at this move, all the way down to $22 there, as again, a good quarter, but more warns on the guide. My hat is not, so. There, that way. Yeah, that's centered. All right, so comes back into 2250 there. The 50 period moving average for Gap, formerly GPS. I almost said GPS again. Brendan started that off today. Now I just can't get that out of my head there. So Gap does come back in. A name Marvell. Let's see how they wound up the day. Not great. Oh, flat at 60 bucks. So Marvell yesterday went out about $64, finishing the day at 60. So a downside push of 5%. Again, in line, actually a beat by a cent, I believe, both ways on their GAAP EPS and their EPS. And then, of course, their revenues slightly higher as well. But it was their forward guide that I think fell between 66 and 72, but the street was expecting 68. So it's kind of like upside is great, but downside isn't that great, and they counteract each other. So we'll have to wait to see if Marvell can get off the mat, because today many stocks did hit the grind, right? Apple today broke through 200 bucks again. Let's go over, maybe we can get a 3-minute chart going on here and just look to see what Apple did on the day. So Apple had its ups and downs, right? Again, not a good story to start the day, which kind of got me thinking red, like dead red all day. That was a nice move to the downside there, breaking through 200 on, again, President Trump's pre-market talk about China not behaving, basically, and not reciprocating with Scott Bessent and some of his talk. They said that now that's over with. They need to have a face-to-face between the two leaders. So that brought the market to the downside, because we had thought that over the last couple of weeks there had been some sort of continuation of these talks and that they were being somewhat successful, Dara, but that does not appear to be the way. And by the way, great red suit obviously on today, and that worked geniusly until basically midday, where the market rallied back upside. But all the markets were still red on the day. So still a good one there. But then Apple comes out again, breaks back down there as President Trump starts talking more about Chinese tariffs, and then talks about the other tactic that he's using, not tariffs, but what's the word I'm looking for as I go through the notes? Uncertainty, negotiations, talks to me. Oh, he was going to put on, not tariffs, what's the word I'm looking for? When you restrict
controls,
it. Controls, yeah, curbs.
Curbs,
yeah, so that we already talked about that chip ban and some of those curbs coming through. Again, that's still not the word I was looking for, but I'll get it back anyways. Sanctions. This is the problem when I don't have the chat open. Like, everybody in the chat is probably yelling the word sanctions, and I don't have it right there. So it's been a long week. Although it's been an interesting week. I had a very interesting lunchtime there where we were out. We went to the dealership, picked up that Model 3, and I'm very excited for that. Very nervous for that because it's a new toy. So I got to make sure that I do everything properly and so on and so forth. So that's charging downstairs right now. So we're excited about that. What was that story in the middle of, near the end of the day? We did have Moderna.
Oh, yeah. So what happened here was, so in case you guys missed it, there was this weird move in Moderna. It was a couple, it was before I went on vacation. I remember that. And so Moderna had this drop, and then it recovered really nicely. So it looks like at that time, the Department of Health and Human Services, or Human and Health Services, correct me, Americans, either way, it's HHS. Basically what happened was initially it kind of dropped on this story that the HHS was going to be changing some of its vaccine recommendations and guidance that it popped on the same catalyst after, I guess, as people readjusted. Well, then it got a nice little pop today, as did some of these other vaccine plays, on a report, I believe from the Washington Post, suggesting that now the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, regardless of what the HHS or Human Health and Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has said, the CDC said they're still going to continue to recommend COVID vaccines for kids. So because of that, of course, these vaccine names get a push to the upside. I apologize for the long-winded telling of that story, but sometimes context matters so we can understand the more recent news moves.
Right, we are now in, we figured out our problem with the ad blocker, so now we get to see everybody here. Want to say thank you and shout out to everybody that's here right now. John M, Farm Trader, Harry Lou, everybody like that. Yeah, Model 3 cheap. Yeah, I got 2023. I mean, I got a great deal on the car, and that was what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that, so we're able to do that. All right, yeah, and there it looks like a red candlestick. Yeah, well, that was the case from today for sure as we go. All right, so let's just keep on going here now as well. GDX downside. We can check, or sorry, upside on gold today. No, actually, ooh, that did not come good in my ear right there. Something just blasted me out right there. 303 for GLD. I really like gold. I think that gold has now solidified itself as a, I mean, it's been like that basically for a while here, straight following this 50-period moving average. I mean, as more and more, and I even think now even more so than ever, yesterday I was hearing some news about Iran and everything like that, and even today President Trump was mentioning he thinks there could be a deal with Iran, but the only problem there, of course, is he wants to send in inspectors and everything to make sure that there is no nuclear developments or anything like that. I'm not sure that's going to get done. So yeah, there is some more uncertainty in the world for sure. So there goes GLD, nice upside play again today. Sorry, the Spider Trust Gold is down today, but we'll have to wait to see if there's going to be some play there. I really love this 50-period moving average, and you guys know that. So we spent a little bit of time underneath, but since then bounced off of it basically 3 times. So GLD continuously moving a little bit higher right there. We can look at XLE as we talk more about Iran and things like that. The oil market and energy space is not doing a whole heck of a lot right now, so we're going to leave that alone, just kind of bouncing around there. You can collect, the only thing good I have to say right now about the energy space is the dividends. You know, you're going to go out with XOM at 3-4-5%. I know that's big difference, 3-4-5, but I'm not sure exactly what the dividend ratio is right now based on the current price, but whether or not you're at 3 or 4%, there's a nice little level down there for XOM, around $100 right now for Exxon. So yeah, you know, a move back into there could be bought if you are looking for yield, but never chase yield, because sometimes it's like Verizon right now, right? Verizon's better than it has been for sure, but they're at about 6%. Right, and so the thing is that you're at 6% right here. The value of the dividend down here would be 7 or 8%. You got to be careful as these names continue to get lower and lower. Bless you, Ramin. As they keep on getting lower and lower in value, those dividend yields look to be more attractive, but you do want to stay away from those traps because there are yield traps all over the place. You used to have one, Macy's, things like that. Even Intel had a great dividend in this space until they didn't, and they scrapped that. So like if you kept buying Intel for their dividend, you see what happens to the stock, and the same thing true there. Macy's all the way down to $11, eh? That's an interesting name. The big tech name that has a decent dividend that I like is IBM. You can grab IBM, I think 2.5% or so on their yield. I wonder if there was even yield listed on here somewhere. That's short float. 2.3%, eh? Short float for IBM. That's interesting. As they're near all-time highs as well. Let's just have a quick check. We do have Steve ready to go in just a couple seconds. 345 or so for Tesla. So again, you know, pretty interesting week for them. Started off in and around that 350 marker, got as high as 364 or so. Ends the week sort of where we started, back at 347. So yeah, it just keeps on going back and forth here with these names. You know, you get one day it starts to bump higher because we get good news. It's that whole taco trade again, I guess, right? It's like, are we going to hold to these tariffs? Are they even legal? Like, you know, but again, the back play for the tariffs are these sanctions. Yeah. He can just say, all right, tariffs you think are illegal, fine by me. Let's go with tariffs. And or let's go with sanctions.
And they've said they're going to find a way to get it in. But here's my question, Sean, before we go to Steve. We've got taco now. Do we come up with fun little acronyms or backronyms, I guess, for every single Mexican food with regards, like enchilada? What's the enchilada trade? You could put Elon in there. What about what's the quesadilla trade? What's the burrito trade? I want to trade for everything. You know what I mean? Like, that's not enough for me.
I mean, you should be able to come up with something. I mean,
I'll probably will.
Yeah, over the weekend, it's probably going to
mark my words.
You're going to figure out.
Absolutely, it will. We might get a burrito, we might get an enchilada, quesadilla, get the taquito. We'll get some more trades over here.
I just want the tequila trade. Whatever the tequila trade is
We'll
the
come
one,
up with
is
one
the
of
one that I
those,
want. 'Cause
too.
I feel like I got to take a bottle to the head after this week. Okay, so we're ready to rock and roll. I don't even really drink. All right, it's Trader Talk. Let's bring him in. It's Steve. Is it Tyler? Yes, I did, Ramin. Hello, whoa, look at you, look at all, we got our hat on today, we've got the chain going on. We're excited to have you back in the building again. How was your week?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, casual Friday here. And you guys are making me hungry, all this burrito talk.
I'm sorry about that.
But it's been a good week. How you doing?
Good, I'm not doing too bad. What, do you enjoy Mexican food?
Oh, so much. I'm all about it.
I'm all about the
burrito
fish
trade
taco.
is-
If you had one kind of taco, what would you, chicken, you a beef guy, a fish guy?
It's so tough. I think I got to go fish, though. A
Gotta
good
go
fish
fish,
taco.
yeah.
So good.
We like that for sure. Okay. Oh, my Stream Deck isn't working. Oh my God, we're just all over the place today as I get that all loaded up. Oh no, now my screen is gone. Okay, now we're doing the calculations. Oh wow, this has been a quite an interesting day. Thank you for sticking with us, Steve. Here. All right, we had a great earnings week. We're back, by the way. Okay, we had a great earnings week with many names. I mean, Nvidia is kind of the obvious choice to talk about. But today we had Gap, which was a nice one. They actually had a nice move down there as the retail sector continues to get hit pretty hard as well. We had AEO the other day, Abercrombie & Fitch as well, ANF. We had Costco today. Was there anything other than Nvidia that really caught your eye?
Well, it's interesting. You're mentioning the gap down, and then we saw ANF do very well. So we're seeing some stratification, some variation in the earnings, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Nvidia is the belle of the ball here, and it's doing some interesting things, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I already, and again, Steve Teilman here from Trade the Pool. Thank you so much for joining us. I was actually looking at a daily chart. If you come over to my screen, I mean, when I kind of zoomed back out, I was kind of surprised. We were at this level a year ago. Nvidia's done a whole lot of nothing over the past year. If you go right into there, this is last June, we were at 135. Now, of course, we traveled, we went up and down, but if you just woke up hoping that your trades would be in the money, you're relatively flat on Nvidia. I just gave a little bit of a hot take there. I don't know what's going to cause this name to get back to the upside. What are you guys thinking in your chat rooms or anything like that? Today, I was short Nvidia. We had a great trade. We actually had the Nvidia short right off the open at 139.50. We were lucky enough to get that top wick. Then we added to it right here off VWAP, and then it just kept on falling down. So I'm negative bias on Nvidia, although a holder for long term. Negative until we get this China stuff sorted out. What are you guys talking about?
Beautiful. I'm right there with you, Sean. So my outlook on Nvidia, it has been pretty consistent for a while now. I think that when you look at the long-term charts of software versus hardware versus chips, there's a clear outperformance starting to take place in software. And I'll throw up the chart for you.
Sure.
IGV over SMH. So this is the ratio chart, and it's breaking this years-long, like 5-year-long downtrend. So I've been really doing well playing this theory, and just every time I want a long, I grab some software. Every time I want a short, I grab some hardware. So I'm bearish on Nvidia. I do think what we're seeing is a long-term distribution pattern where essentially, I think that this is the bull path I drew for somebody. Let's get that out of here. What I really think is that we're seeing a head and shoulders play out.
Okay.
I think we've got this, and this one starting to form. And this whole section seems to me like distribution.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think that there's much more upside in other names. I really like Google, for example, in the mega caps. I think that looks phenomenal, reclaiming the 200-day moving average. But I'm not interested in playing Nvidia long, to be honest.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us, Steve. And one, I guess, sector that's been on watch a little bit with tons of earnings names is going to be cybersecurity. We had Palo Alto Networks last week. We had Snowflake last week. This week, we actually had Zscaler and Okta. And then we're going to be getting CrowdStrike coming through Tuesday after the close. So with all of these cybersecurity names, either those that have reported or those that are going to report, do you have any favorites in this space, or is this a space in general that you like right now?
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned it. So I love cybersecurity. This is actually probably the most bullish subsector of software that I'm really a fan of, because not only do you capture the high beta moves, because it is a tech name, or they are tech names, but you also have the kind of built-in cushion for if craziness happens geopolitically, or if there's some crazy thing going on. I mean, there's only going to be more of a demand for cybersecurity. So you have this really nice kind of dual boost to these names. So I've been long Zscaler since, let me check my charts here, about 211, 212-ish, and it's been doing excellently. I obviously trimmed before earnings just to protect protect profits. But I mean, what can you say? What an amazing move. So I'm sticking with them. I love them.
Steve, here's the chart on Zscaler right here, actually. Was it, what got you in around that price? Because like right here, maybe it was this break at 217 or so, but yeah, Zscaler continues to work out, and what a great move for you there today. I don't know if you have your Zscaler chart up or not, but that was a great break there on ZS. We actually don't have to, don't worry about it. I did want to talk about another section, and that, of course, we talked about it, was retail. Is there a specific name that you think is setting up, really great on a chart? I mean, you've just gone over, I love your head and shoulders pattern there on Nvidia. I didn't even think about that, and that's almost exactly what it looks like. Costco right there, a nice day today, up 3%. We don't normally Costco sells off after earnings. It's nice to see that today. We started out under 1,000, broke through, nice upside move. There's also Walmart, I think looks pretty decent. We got to get above this $100 mark though, for sure, in order for this to start to work out. And then other than that, man, I mean, we talked about Amazon, and I think we already talked about some of the mega caps already. So Walmart or Costco, if I could give you like sort of a this or that, which would we choose if you were Steve Tileman coming through today? Would you be long Walmart or Costco or both or neither?
Oh, Sean, I love this. We are very in sync today, and Adara, we're all on the same stock. So I love Walmart. I think the chart looks amazing. I think it's getting really tight here.
Yep.
Of course, Costco's the leader, but I think that Walmart should move in sympathy. It's got a really nice gap overhead here that looks very appealing to me, playing the move to 102-ish, 102.50.
Yeah.
On the left, you can see this big volume shelf that we're building out. And I mean, this thing's been outperforming the whole way down, the whole way up. It's really tightening up here. So I'm a big fan of this name. I mean, what can stop Walmart, right?
Yeah, I don't think, I think Amazon eventually, but yeah, no, I think they can both exist, and they both have been existing great. Yeah, Amazon maybe has to be worried if Walmart can get their e-commerce going, because if they can get that going and be a big part of it, then maybe people do sort of, play one against another, and that's definitely possible. Same day service for Amazon is unbelievable. Like, I can't believe that happened. I don't know if that happens in your neighborhood or not, but like, I could go out and order like some razors, and they're there before I get home. All right, I'm gonna give you another name that I gave to Brian Shannon, that I've given to some other, Michael Noss, some other traders that have been on here with us as well, and it's still in the retail space. And this is, so my last name is Katina. This is a Katina Capital upgrade once a certain level hits, and that is Target. I'm going to give you a second. I want to see what you think about the volume profile, because I know that's something that you use. Target has been beat up. There's no doubt about that. If you're talking about a loser in the retail space, this would be it. But look what's happening. If you come over to my chart, Ramin, this coiling right here, I am loving what we're seeing right now. I don't know if we could get a capitulated bottom at some point, which would be even better. But right now, I think if we could break through, there's earnings day already happened back on May 21st. So we're through that right now. We are getting a little bit of a bounce up there. If we could break through $100 here on Target, I think there's upside in this name. But I was just wondering what you're thinking right now. I don't know if it's a buy yet. I don't think it is a buy yet. I like to see break 100, maybe even this 102 area. But Target on the coil right here, I think it's looking pretty good. Getting ready for a coiled spring, head back there up to the upside. What do you think about Target?
It's an interesting name. Thanks for putting it on my radar. I'm seeing what you're seeing in the consolidation here. The big thing that jumps out at me, and sorry, this is a messy chart. We're doing it live here.
Yeah.
There's a big volume profile, kind of volume shelf here at 107. And that kind of coincides with the bottom of the last swing low. It also is kind of right in this area that started the massive parabolic move. So I'd really like to see it reclaim that 107 before I get super interested. But I mean, there could very well be opportunities to buy. Maybe it pops 100, like you're saying, in back tests. We got that 9-week EMA there. That's very, very. It's kind of getting cooked there.
Yeah.
It could very easily flip and start to make its move up. I don't hate it at all, but I think it might need a little bit of time.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we want to let that one work itself out. Okay, a couple more minutes. I'm going to give you a chance to give maybe some new ideas that you guys have been talking about, and some other names that maybe I haven't asked you about. But I'm going to ask you about two more actually, if that's okay. All right,
Absolutely.
look at Robinhood here. I mean, on the weekly for Robinhood, and the reason why I'm going to bring this up is because I want to relate it to another name. So Robinhood IPO'd, and of course, we know about everything when it IPO'd. It didn't necessarily have too much retail love because of everything that was going down at the time, GameStop and all that. Robinhood was a little beat up there with Vlad and everything, but you know, most IPOs kind of tend to pull back a little bit. But Robinhood got real hit, right? I mean, they IPO'd at $36 and made some beautiful bottoms. Like, looking back, how good was this? The June 22nd bottom, June of 22 bottom of $7 or $8 was once again seen there just as 24 started. So you had about a year and a half or so of kind of bottoming out right there on Robinhood, and then we just took off. And now we're taking out highs on Robinhood. So first of all, I love this stock. I'm sure you do too, as we look at the weekly, and it looks like it's breaking out. Let's go Robinhood. But the reason why I asked you for that, I'm going to change this over to a daily chart now, because this next name, and I know we're not all alike, but what say you about Webull? I mean, Webull right now has just gotten hit again today, down another 6%, down to its lows, really. I don't know, I was going to say, I don't know if that actually wicked below $10 on its IPO day. I'm going to say probably not, but anyways, nice move up there. I'm going to say we are at or near all-time lows. And of course, when we talk about all-time lows, this name is only 3 months old, but Webull down here, I don't know. I wonder, do we let it settle down? What is something that will tell us we need to get here and buy this name, or do we not? What is your situation with Webull and or Robinhood at these levels?
You know, it's interesting. So I love that you're bringing up the comparison with Hood. Absolutely amazing company, absolutely amazing chart right now. Looks like it's going to break out of a major cup and handle soon. That being said, we are seeing, well, let's look at Hood just real quick, just because I want to just show how impressive this is. The green line here is what I projected, and it just said, nope, we're doing it this week. And it just made this really tight handle here. And I think all-time highs are programmed at this point. I think 85 is going to be very, very likely this year. And my targets are up in these fib extensions up here at 100 and 120. So I love it. In terms of bull, I think we're seeing a pretty typical, I mean, it looks kind of like Hood early on, right? It was insane. And then it just wiped out all of those gains, all of those new traders, all of the, all of the holders before it went public, they got out and got great prices. Now we need to really digest all of that massive sell pressure. I think that if you're a long-term investor, this is a great time to start a position, though, because it will eventually get back up here. I can say that with pretty high conviction. As long as their business plan doesn't change drastically, they are set for success. They're a good company. Right. So I think that your eyes are in the right place here.
Yeah, I think that's why I want to start that sort of segment there with a little bit of talk on Robinhood, because that sort of proves the fact that these moves can happen. Sometimes we get a little bit, like you would have thought, okay, Robinhood can get back to $85 when it's low as $8. That's 10 times. But those plays happen, and you need some of those in your book, right? I mean, it helps holding on to get those 10 baggers or 5 baggers or 2 baggers or something like that to help out for some of the losses that you do take. Because not all these trades pan out the way they are, right? We just happen to be looking at names that are actually working out for us right there. So, all right, quickly, any other names that maybe that's looking good on a chart? I've sort of given you some ideas that we've had here and some of the people on the chat have had. Is there anything that you're looking closely at into next week, maybe in the next couple weeks from your standpoint?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think my biggest focus is, so I really love the Google chart here. I think that it's long-term, a lot more constructive than most of these. You have this weight on it because of the regulatory risk, but that's going to clear up in about a month or so. And then I really do think that this long term is going to be one of the best performers from this point in the Mag 7. I love the chart. I think that it's looking really good, that it's reclaiming the 200-day right here today. So I'm a big fan. This is going to be one of my main ways to play upside in tech. And then also I was just noticing some interesting flow, some options flow on CSX. And I need to do my research. I'm thinking, is this the private prison? Is this the railroad? I think it might be railroads. I just saw this right before the bell that there was some really nice flow, and the chart looks constructive. It's cooking this 50 fib here, and looks like it's got a date with the 200-day moving average. So short term into next week, I'm keeping a close eye on this one as well.
Yeah, that's the rails there. Yeah, so good job there with CSX. Okay, Steve Tileman here from Trade the Pool. Is your stream going to be coming up live in a couple minutes?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can catch me over at Trade the Pool's YouTube page. I'll be going live there. We're going to be doing a real fun webinar on trading gaps, both gap fills, gap extensions. It's a big one. So it'll be the part one of that, but we'll talk about all the different setups and how to trade them. It'll be a good time.
Good, fantastic. So get that stream going and go join Steve on all of that, Fibonacci's, everything. I mean, we love that. You guys take questions at all on the stream?
Oh, absolutely. Every time. That's one of my favorite part, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, come on in, ask me some questions.
Yeah, mine
Make fun of my chain, you know.
Well, have a great shrimp tacos. I forgot about that. Fish taco, shrimp taco, definitely loving all those tacos to get everybody excited again for their Friday. You know, go have a taco, have a beer, something like that. Thank you so much, Steve. People are already talking on it. That's a great stream. So I'm sure that some of our viewers will head over there and join you. Have a great weekend from Adara and myself. Thank you again for coming on one more time. It's Steve Talman from Trade the Pool.
Thanks so much.
Ciao.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who stayed here with us late, because right now we're going to switch right over into roll call. There it is. Let's get out of here. We got to get out of here. It's now past 4:30, so we got places to be that are not here. I feel like we've been here all day. Hey, we have. So here we go. Let's go right now. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Make sure you do join us again on Monday, bright and early at 8:30, where we'll all be here one more time for you. I'll all be filling in one more day. Neil's coming back on Tuesday, so that should be fun and exciting to see him again, hear all about his trip, and then we'll talk about what we did on the weekend. It should be a lot of fun right there. Patrick is here. Thank you so much for coming back, Patrick. Tia's here as well. Ronnie, the philanthropist, is here. Hood, Hoddle Hank. I mean, what a great name, Hoddle Hank. Mervin, Gorev. Hey, what's up? That Joe and Gorev always go back and forth. What's up? Grey Worm, Big Worm is here. Top 7 is here. Mike DeRider is here every single day. Derek Thompson, all of you. I'm going to miss people. Again, OZ is here. We already talked about Dollar Bill is here. What's up, Bill? I hope you're doing a Rowboat is here. Trader Vader as well. East Bay Family Dentistry. It looks like you're working on the update. We're going to get that on Monday. We'll get the update of how the Trader TV Live picks are doing thus far. We only had, was it 3 names or 4 names each?
We each had 3 names. Brendan had 2 names. Sean had Palantir. So I'll just tell you right up which the best and worst picks were, because they're both here on this table. Your Palantir, killing it. My UNH, unfortunately, I don't want to even say not killing it because that feels inappropriate given the context, but UNH, a little unhealthy right now over here, to put it lightly.
That was tough.
Sorry, guys, I felt weird even making that non-pun, but yeah, bad look for UNH, but Boeing flying to the upside, so good job, Boeing. That pun was intended. Right,
that was a good one. We're fine. We're having a good time right here late on a Friday. Thank you so much to everybody that's still with us now. All right, we've been talking a little bit about food, obviously, today. So you mentioned burritos, tacos, quesadillas, everything. So this is just your favorite Mexican dish.
Quesadilla, hands down.
There it is. Is it chicken? Is it a chicken?
Birria.
Is it cheese? Is it a...
Birria with cheese.
Perfect. There we go. We're ready.
Well, quesadilla, you have to have cheese. That's what the queso is.
That's what I was saying. All right. Thank you so much for joining us one more time.
Thank you to Free Dog for the $5 super chat. Sorry to cut you off. Adara, I followed you to winning today. Thanks. I don't know what I did, but thank you so much, and for the super chat and the support, and hope everyone has a great week.
There's a $5. We'll grab a taco on. I said, we're going to do this next week. We're going to get some tacos in because this is just fun.
Nice.
Trade that taco there. Ramin. Someone likes tacos. All right. Thank you so much. Man, we've lost our way here today. It is Friday, and thank you so much for everybody for joining us. From Sean and Dara, Ramin, Obi, we're all still here. And Bears vs. Bulls, thank you for staying late, man. You mean the world to us. You don't understand that, but you do. Thank you, Bears vs. Bulls, and everybody for watching. Have a safe and happy birthday, Marissa, by the way. I'm going to see you in about 45 minutes or so. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, man. The weather's going to be banging around here, and I hope it is where you are, too. Give your loved one a hug, and we will see you guys back on Monday. Go Palantir.